Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com.
A&E presents 1 Minute Biography with your host, Jack Perkins.
George Rodriguez. He was born in 1925. He was a happy child and raised by immigrant parents in Cuba who died when he was at the tender age of 47. He enjoyed a successful career and he was about to meet the love of his life. Everything seemed to be going his way, but little did he know, things would take a turn for the worse. 1941. Pearl Harbor is attacked, and America goes to war. Jorge enjoyed marginal success in the 1960s and 70s as a top 40 disc jockey in Yenamsville, North Dakota, and wound up sub-hosting for popular talk show host Neil Rogers, and then he died. You know, it's been said that, they said something. Join us tomorrow night when Biography looks at the life of Larry Hovis.
Judging from here, that distance don't seem far. 1,000 footsteps to come my own. I'm seeing it clearer now. It's sinking in deeper. The time that's left before we decompose. It is dead.
It ends like that. How you doing, Chris?
Bam.
Yeah, just like that. Can you hear yourself okay? Well, we don't need any amplification. Oh, it just fires off to the next one. Not yet. Although we'll be getting to that. That was Box Elder, by the way. And if you don't know about Box Elder, I'm going to tell you just a little bit. They're one of the bands that are going to be performing at the 7th Annual Everglades Awareness Benefit Concert. How's that? I did that without flubbing. Flash was going to be here. Flash from Ploppy Palace Productions was supposed to be here, but he couldn't catch a ride. Flash is a green kind of guy.
Nice.
Meaning that, get that out of the way so I can see your punum over here. Welcome to the show, everybody. The George Rodriguez Show on a Friday. The new format, I'm doing the show when I've got a good reason to, like today thing. So Flash has been on the show before, but when Ivan Bad was hosting it. I took a sick day for, I think it was on 420. Flash is a big advocate for medicinal marijuana, and he does a lot of green type things like Everglades awareness, and as such, and we're going to get him on the phone a little bit later on, but I want to take care of some station business with you first. Flash couldn't catch a ride because he doesn't own a car.
That's very green.
His ride flaked out on him. I'm almost there. If I weren't a parent and my child didn't need certain things like trips to the roller rink, I would save myself a ton of money because, as you know, I've been figuring out newer and better ways to save money. By the way, how do you like our new clock as I continue to innovate the studio? Yeah. It's not just big and visible, but it is synced with the station clock. That's the station clock. That's the official SoFlo radio time, which coincidentally happens to be, time.windows.com,
Right.
They're all synced to the same clock thing. Because the other, and I really appreciate the clock that the other dude gave me. It is there, and it's a satellite clock, and it synchronizes itself. But here in this building, and you'd think that on the top floor, and with the big windows that we have, that thing would see the satellite to sync itself up, but it does not. So it has to be manually calibrated, and that's just something I don't have time to do. Everything needs to be automatic here. And little by little, we're learning how to automate more and more things here on SoFlo Radio. But speaking on SoFlo Radio, that's why you're here. My partner in crime, Chris Hudspeth, who's a multi-talented individual, a drummer and a producer and a musician and just an all-around good guy with the yoga shirt. One of these that, everybody I know does yoga. Everybody I know does yoga. So I think one of these days that we should converge on and do radio yoga at the I Love Yoga studios.
There's over at the I Love Yoga Studios in Dania Beach. We're setting up a studio over there for because there are a lot of people who play music, and it's a great place to do some recording. So we're setting up a studio, and as you know, we go over and do some remote type recordings over there from time to time. I've suggested that we out in the hallway here that we just do hot yoga. Because in the summertime, it gets blazing hot.
Is there enough room there? It's a pretty narrow
it is. You don't
walkway
need much,
over
you
there.
don't need
I mean, I
much
know the big landing over here.
Yeah, but there's plenty of room to go along the sides. You don't need a
There's
whole lot. Just
line
enough for a
people
couple
up.
mats. Yeah, man.
On what day of the week is that? Because I know I would be peeved if I wanted to get to my office and there were 5 yoga pant wearing people in between me and my office.
I understand that. There's some places we have our space right here that people can walk around.
I love our space. It's small. You can't. I don't know if you can see how small it is. It's
cozy.
The camera's like right on top of us over here, but it is cozy, and I just love our view. Not everything's perfect here. We don't have any heat like we need it in the summer. By the way, I've got the heat thing figured out.
Okay,
yeah.
That's
I'm
important.
just going to keep adding computers until this room is so hot. Unless you're running the AC, this room is going to be so hot.
You don't need.
So all you have to do to turn the heat on is turn the AC off, and bam, it's hot.
No,
it's hot in here.
This is a wonderful place, and we have a pool in the backyard.
Yeah, people threatening. We're gonna do a pool party.
Yeah, I've not been swimming over there.
I have not, because I'm doing the beach. I went swimming at the beach yesterday.
And and you're riding the bike. You've inspired me to get a bike.
Well, that's the whole thing with Flash. Getting back to that. And by the way, and Box Elder, just so you know, is one of the many bands that are going to be performing. We're going to get into that later at the 7th Annual Everglades Awareness Benefit Concert, produced by Ploppy Palace Productions, which is Flash's thing. So we'll get into that. Flash is going to monopolize the show, up until 1 o'clock or something like that, when we get him on. But I'm gonna
a lot of people here.
Gonna squeeze your brain. Yeah, we actually have 2 events coming up this weekend, and the second shift of guests that are going to be on the show today are going to be promoting that, and I'm going to wait until they get here because I'm going to butcher that. I mean, I can look it up. It's on Facebook. I already posted the thing on there, but I think Daphne And Billy Livesay are going to be here performing some live music right here in this studio, which
Wow.
is the only thing missing. I want to take over that office next door, make this room a little bit deeper, so that we can have bands.
Yeah.
And I thought it out, by the way, because you know how we have the nice backdrop over here,
Yeah.
everything. All right, that's fine. But then when we're gonna have musical guests and everything, I want to have this table, the broadcast table on casters, and just move it forward and have the band behind us.
Bam.
And then the band is like, hey, blah, 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 and they can just walk forward and sit down and continue the interview. And when they want to play some more music, they just step backwards, and we don't have to adjust the camera at all.
Wow.
Let autofocus deal with that. What do you think about that?
That's awesome.
Well, that's our big plan.
You're an innovator like that, so I know it can happen.
You know, it's funny what you can accomplish when you're not bound. You know, we all are all on Facebook, and they have all these memes that are some good advice, but most of them fall under stating the obvious, which is going to be a feature on the show. I think I'm going to have
State the obvious.
Boca Brian, Boca Britt do a show open, a segment open for that. And then, welcome to Stating the Obvious.
Obvious one.
And you know the memes that all say, you know, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're right. You know, like things like that. And it's like, that changed my life reading
Just
that.
little bleeps.
I'm just going to start doing, I'm going to have a can-do attitude now.
Well, some people, you know, it's just that little seed that
Thank
helps
you,
them.
Napoleon Hill. I can
Yes.
do it. I
Yes.
can do it.
I can
But
do
in radio, as you know, you can come up with an idea. And this happens all the time because there's that funky dynamic. In radio, things would happen where I, as the producer, would realize the need for something or a change in the system. And so I would go discuss it with the engineering, because I'm not, first of all, qualified to crawl underneath the equipment and start pulling wires and rearranging things.
Right.
Totally not at least I wasn't then.
You are now. You're pretty well qualified.
I have surpassed this studio has surpassed the capabilities of any radio studio that I've ever been at or heard of. Long ago, but now especially thanks to the Larry the Amigo phone answering system, it's all right here. Who are all these people calling up all of a sudden? We got like a whole bunch. They're going to be calling today. Hey, how you doing? Hello. They're on the phone today. Oh, they missed me so much. Listen, if the stalkers ever went away, I'd hang it up. I'd be a permanent Hobie bum. A permanent Hobie bum is what I would do. That would be my gig now. I'm part-time. Actually, it's weird because people put, like Woody Graber posted the comment on one of my pictures yesterday. Do you ever work? Yeah, here I am, Woody. I'm working right now, and when I have a show to produce, like I did Buy the Glass last night, and I'm here. And
You'll be here tomorrow.
I'm never not working. Even when I'm at the beach, I'm working. I'm
Mine's moving.
answering emails, returning phone calls, and remote controlling the various computers. So meanwhile, back to innovation. Larry the Amigo phone screening system. He wanted his producer Frank to be able to screen the calls off the air. And now we can.
Bam.
The Larry the Amigo, I'm going to have a little plaque put on the little sideboard over here. Do you have I know this is all the shop talk on the air and the audience loves it. Do you have like a little, did I see this? It was either in your hands or someone else's hands, like Lewis, like a little 3-pot mini board. Is that something that you have around here? Lewis had to have one. It's like, hey, look, what do you think of this board? I think it's adorable. Can't really use it for anything. You know what it'd be perfect for? Phone screening board.
Bam.
I can put this one back in my apartment because I was... Oh, man, I'm back to turning my computer audio up. Like when I'm playing music on my computer, I'm back to turning the computer audio up with the computer's audio control level. I had everything routed through the board so I could get the TV. I could mix the TV audio and computer audio and be like little mini DJ there at the apartment. And now, like a chump, now I have to use the computer's little boop, 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 to turn the audio up on the fancy speakers that I have at home.
We'll get it
I feel like a pedestrian. Like Flash. Oh, sorry, Flash. Never.
If I may say, back to Flash.
Flash and this thing. Yeah.
This is pretty amazing, man. The 7th annual Everglades Awareness. Afro Beta's there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen them?
I haven't seen them, but I've heard a lot about it. You know, I've been around this town. So
I saw them at PAX once.
Yeah.
Wow. What? And Sweetbone. Actually, I know someone in Sweetbone from years ago.
How do you like that?
Very nice. Terry Catlin.
Yes, I know Terry's a good friend of yours, and I would love to meet her.
We've never met.
Really?
Yeah, we've never met.
I thought you guys were chummy.
No, it's like we've crossed paths, but we've never actually met.
I think we've been at the same festivals together, but not within
one of those,
like a stone's throw.
We've definitely been around because she's in the community. Nog Champions.
Yeah, they've been at the original studios. They've been in our studio, and I know I saw them at the Kava Bar once.
Yeah, and Ryan and the guys at the Kava Bar, and then Aaron Lebos. Wow, this is a nice lineup.
It's a very nice lineup. A lot going on this weekend. The weather's been great.
And this is this is at Seventh Circuit Studio. So this is at Moksha. Seventh Circuit Productions. Yeah.
How do you like that?
Very nice. Awesome.
Like way into the night. Well, we're going to get into that more.
Yeah,
later.
that's fun.
A lot of things. The reason I dragged you in here was just to update the audience so that we could do it together. Sure. A lot of things going on here on SoFlo. Besides, we've been in the studio for a year now. This month is our 1-year anniversary here. In June, July the 6th, it's going to be the 5-year anniversary of my internet radio venture.
Of drilling the hole in the table?
Of me doing my first show, the George Rodriguez show on the internet, which was a 3-hour audio check as we were playing the Springs like harps before we isolated, and they're still not as isolated as I want them to be, but that's progress, evolution, because none of this equipment was free. There were 2 turning points where I said this is the point of no return. One was ordering these things from Amazon, because everything else up until that point was spare parts. We just had microphones laying on the table and everything. And I thought, if I'm going to start actually spending money on broadcasting equipment, there's no turning back. And then the real definitive no turning back was when I started modifying furniture. And on my hands and knees on top of this table here, with the whole song. This is it. Everybody, there should probably be somebody smash me over the head with a champagne bottle and christen this ship, because
yeah. And we met a couple months later. Actually.
Right. Well, we had met before.
Well, I mean, in the SoFlo radio
in the vein. It's like me and Chris. We crossed paths several times, both at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting and then at QAM. Both places. Jokes of places.
You had to take air. You had to take some breaths.
Back to the story that I was telling you, and especially as Neil's producer, this was a funny thing. Back in the IOD days, what a contrast. Back in the IOD days, I could go to Mitch Ween and I'd say, Mitch, I need the studio to do this. I'm having trouble accomplishing something that Neil and or I want to do, and the studio needs to do this. And Mitch Ween would listen and consider what you were saying, and if it was conceivable and doable, he would make it happen. If there was something wrong in the studio, he would make it happen. In contrast, QAM, and I personally like George Corso, but he was bound by management. Yep. It was like bondage. And the structure at Cox Broadcasting was every department head was kind of autonomous. You understand? They're like a vice president, or they got paid a lot of money and they had a big budget in their own right. So you could, Mitch Ween could make decisions without having to go through corporate, for example, as long as it fell within the budget. And George Corso, couldn't, buy duct tape. He couldn't buy any of that black electrical tape without having, filling something out that had to go through Greg and then the Beasleys and everything. So there was just a general attitude, this no can-do attitude, as opposed to the can-do attitude that we discussed earlier.
Napoleon Hill, baby.
No can-do attitude. I would say, well, we need the studio to do this. And that's a prevalent thing in radio. I'm just using 2 engineers as an example. But when you're talking about something that you want, but somebody else has to do it, somebody else has to execute it, but that's not going to benefit them in any way, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't want to consider it.
But I have to acknowledge, George, and I don't know how much the audience really knows about your technical skill and just figuring things out. And just but that's why beach days are important, because when you get away from the wires and the cables and all the computers and stuff like that, and you're able to get into the sand and do some of that stuff, it opens up the brain for so much more space.
I can't blame the beach for my innovative skills. It's necessity. They say necessity is the mother of invention. There's a point to that, but I believe that laziness is the mother of invention. But in this particular case, it was necessity. And since I don't have anybody around me to say that, no, you can't do that, it falls to me to figure out how to do it. And I know this much. I'm not an audio engineer at all. I'm an amateur. I'm an audio amateur engineer. I know how to use my own stuff. All you've built studios. You build your own studio. That studio there, you built it. You plugged it all together. You know what you need it to do, and you just kept switching wires out and plugging this into that and turning that knob until it did what you wanted it to do. You know it can be done. See, we understand this much about the physics of it. You know it can be done.
Sure.
It's audio and plumbing are very similar. And I use the plumbing analogy when I train new people. It's something goes in here and it's a wire. It might as well be a tube. It might as well be a pipe. It goes from here and then it goes into there somewhere, and then the audio level there from the thing. It's like a dial on a faucet. They used to be dial.
They did.
Dial on a faucet. Dial. That's what pot actually means. These are rheostats. Potentiometer. These are rheostats, but we still call them pots.
It's just because we like pots.
Because what are we going to change the name to if it's a rheostat? Pot's short for potentiometer. What's going to be short for rheostat? Rio? Yeah. Turn the Rio up. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Everybody starts singing Duran Duran.
Pot that up. We still say cart that up. Hey, I'm going to cart that up.
They still use cart numbers.
Yeah.
Like what's the cart number?
Right.
What?
It's just...
So anyone who's been in radio for
that's right,
15 years or less, like what?
By your vocabulary over here. But thank you for the compliment. I'm very proud of what we've accomplished here at the studio. It sounds good, and that was my original deal with Eric. Rest in peace, and thank you for all his innovative work. Still don't have the number reporting thing that he invented. That's a fantasy. And that's a computer software writing thing, way beyond my capability. But rewiring the studio and just, if it doesn't work, rewire it again. And if it doesn't work, rewire it again.
Until it sounds
rewiring
good.
the studio until it does what you need it to do. That's that's something you can do, and it can be done because it's just the audio travels down this wire and down another wire, and if you need it to go to two places, you split it, and it can be done. And I'm really proud of our sound here at the SoFlo Radio Studios, and we've added a lot, and we got new shows coming up on the horizon, but a lot of things going on today besides our usual schedule where we have the She Play, She's Only Rock'n'Roll.com and SoFloRadio.com simulcast, and I'm unless Alan tells me differently, it's still Sonny Fox playing audio clips of comedians that he has interviewed in the past, both audio clips of their comedy and then the interviews that he has done with them. And they're really good because you can understand the comedians that Sonny Fox is interviewing.
Good.
Sonny, you can't understand. You can kind of put together the question that Sonny asks from the answer. It's kind of like in Star Wars. When you watch Star Wars, nobody speaks Wookiee, but you know what Chewbacca said because of Han Solo's reaction. Chewbacca says, and Han Solo says, I don't care what you smell, get in there. So you know that Chewbacca said, I smell something funny. Right, smell something that wasn't right. And then later on you realize that there was a monster in the garbage. And that's what he was talking about. You thought it was garbage. See, that's how smart that movie was. That's how you listen to a Sonny Fox interview. He sounds like the DJ at the roller rink, who I'm just hating more and more every day. After a couple months of a reprise from insulting me over the loudspeaker,
really,
he's back at it.
Insulting
every single
customer.
He doesn't not just the customer, but the customers.
Wow.
Because I represent the majority of the people who really hate him and the slow ass funeral dirges that he likes to play, R&B funeral music, and so he gets on there and he's like, let me translate. Some of you don't like the slow music that I play, so for all of you people that can only skate one speed, here's this.
Is he a skater?
No, he's not a skater or a dancer, and he has children, but his children don't go there and skate. See, I take my children there and other people's children, and I pay to go there, and I pay for that. But he plays the music that he knows everyone hates. He knows it. By the way, he has good DJ skills. It's not a matter of skill. He's an asshole on purpose. He knows the difference. He knows what people want to hear, and he'll play it and he'll mix it really well together and go, I hope you had your fill of that skate music you like so much, because that's all you're going to hear for a while. Wow. And then he'll go back to playing his that's the beat. And that's the beat.
You have a 202 number coming in.
Oh, that's the cranks.
These are the cranks?
Want me to prove it to you?
Sure.
Hello, SoFlo Radio. Hello? It's a fax machine.
Hi.
Yeah.
Very
They've been gone for a while, but again,
that's
seriously,
good,
I'll hang it up. I'll be a permanent Hobie bum. That's the new thing. We've got the SoFlo Bicycult, the South Florida Bicycult, which is the loose group of those of us who live bike riding distance, and the people that don't. This is explained to the audience. You too can be a member of the SoFlo Bicycult. All you have to do is figure out a way to get your ass to Hollywood with a bicycle. We leave from my place, which has big, ample parking. And then as we ride closer to the beach, we pick people up who are closer to the beach than I am. Because I'm like 20 minutes downwind. It's never downwind towards.
No,
the beach.
you're always going
30 minutes there, 20 minutes
right,
back.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, because we got that wonderful beach breeze going on.
I actually went to a bicycle shop the other day. I think it was a couple days ago, and it was like the bike was
Over
here. Yeah.
Lee's?
Yeah, at Lee's.
Yeah, great place.
And it was I think it was like the bike was like 130 or something like that. It was a little bit older.
Okay.
Looked nice. Had 7 speeds. Had white big fat white tires.
I want the big fat tires, man.
Oh, the
How
big.
big?
No,
Giant,
not
I want those balloon
not
tires.
the Sun Cruiser.
I saw a bike at Lee's.
The Sun Cruiser. It's like $500.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That's made in Miami.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you can ride them on the beach.
Oh my God! I can. Not only do I just love that bike, but I can see it with the nice saddlebags that I want to put on there. I'll load that up with everything. But I want to load a barbecue onto that thing.
Wow.
The spot that we found yesterday, you're gonna love it. You got to get yourself a bike so you can go. We found a new spot. I'm not gonna tell the audience where it is. It's a bicycle secret.
Nice.
You have to. Go through an initiation ceremony to be a member of the bicycle. It involves nudity and blood, like Judaism.
Okay.
Like if you want to become Jewish, you have
Sure.
to get naked and shed blood.
No problem.
In case you didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I can't wait. Any
Nice.
excuse to take my clothes off and get cut on my penis, I just jump
Wow.
all over that.
Okay.
Even if you're circumcised and you convert to Judaism,
Yeah.
they got to cut you.
Wow.
You don't get. No one gets out without it. Well, the women don't have to get cut.
Hey, speaking of,
Yeah.
what happened to our Superman?
It's still there. I have to have a ceremony.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when Daphne shows up, I think Daphne is showing up today. I'm going to talk to her about it because I want someone that I know personally and love to affix my mezuzah. I don't just want some random getchki
Okay.
to do it.
Just checking.
And and I think that there should be a ceremony and a party, and we should wear yarmulkes and
apparently get
maybe.
cut.
I'm not gonna. That's not gonna be my conversion ceremony. That's
Okay.
gonna be later on.
All right.
Not ready to get cut yet. But we should have. Let's get some food in here, like maybe some shrimp wrapped with bacon.
Something like that.
For the name of comedy.
Sure.
So the new shows we got today. We 3 o'clock, She Play, Sunny
Mm-hmm.
Fox. I mentioned that at 4 o'clock, the show that you're producing right now, the Gnarly Charlie's Totally Awesome Retro Party.
It is the Retro Blast Off.
It's the Retro Blast Off now, or
Yeah.
is it what always was?
Well, it's all the same.
Okay.
But it's except for one weekend a month, it's the Retro
Beautiful.
Blast Off.
Tomorrow we have Larry the Amigo Show, Larry the Amigo Million, right here out of these studios,
Nice guy.
10 a.m.
Good
to 12, indeed. And then later that evening, we have the Strikers, 7:30. The Strikers versus the Atlanta Silverbacks.
And Return the Favor, a band that was on the SoFlo Music Show.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of Jack Frost.
Okay.
Will be playing at Lockhart Stadium before the game.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and they're promoting all on Facebook, so it should be fun.
Great.
Great game.
Well, that's it. Well, that's all I dragged you in here for, and I took up way more of your time.
It's okay. And then I believe we have one other video game type show coming.
Oh yeah, the Game Brothers. These are shows on the horizon.
Yeah, coming
Game
on
Brothers
May
already
18th.
popular, and they're going to help make us popular.
May 18th.
May 18th
is the day, so we have to get together with the man.
Yes, we will.
And some other stuff on the way as well. Fushu Daiko, the Taiko group, tonight is playing at the Murakami Museum and Gardens in Delray Beach for Sushi and Stroll. It starts
Great.
at 6 o'clock, ends at 8, and it's a nice. If you want to take a date to go up there, it's a nice nice.
It's a beautiful place
and a beautiful day. So
beautiful day,
lovely.
and you guys are awesome drummers. I know 2 of the drummers there. And, and I love you both. Although I love Amy more.
I couldn't understand that. So do I.
Great.
But but it will be up there today playing. I won't be playing. Amy will be, and we're presenting a brand new song called Synergy.
Excellent.
Which is about 12 and a half minutes.
Stupendous. Well, we'll take a break. When I come back, I'm going to dial up Flash. I think I actually have to run to the bathroom. How do you like that?
Go.
And I'm going to be running the equipment today. I was going to have Flash be my co-host, but he can't make it because of, what do you call it? His ride fell through. But we'll be talking more about that when we come back on SoFloRadio.com.
By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com. Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Strawberry patches, smoothie.
Get your hands off me.
Huh?
I said don't touch me.
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bubba, and you're not putting me in that blender.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
At SoFloRadio.com.
We do big things.
like the way we said we'd never be. And now we're here, just standing on our own 2 feet. This part of life we call reality. You know I'm hoping, seeing, dreaming, believing, and I wanna be down with my mind so wide open, the things that I might see. You know I'm hoping, seeing, dreaming, believing, and I wanna be down with my words so well spoken. Teach the world to see. Teach the world to see. Say, say, see. Teach the world to see. Show them and all see. Say, see, see. Teach the world to see. Show them and all. Find yourself, so find yourself. Find yourself, so find yourself. Find yourself and find yourself again. Find yourself, so find yourself. Find yourself and find yourself. Find yourself and find yourself again. Show them it all.
More Box Elder. SoFloRadio.com. Oh, it just cuts off like that. Oh, that goes into another song. I both like and hate that feature. Like, I could just let this stuff track. There's a BoxElder.com for those of you who want to know how you can hear more from Box Elder. Oh, it starts over again? I don't need that. 954-99-0036. That's the number to call, and I'm hoping Flash will call in right now. For some reason, I can't call out, which is a novelty, a new thing over here. I was going to call Flash and talk about his big event this weekend before the other guest shows up, talk about their big event this weekend. The 7th annual Everglades Awareness Benefit Concert is the Flash thing. And I don't think I blocked your number, Flash, and for some reason my Skype isn't calling out, and I don't know why. It's like, well, I got to buy more credit. I thought I had that on auto payment. 1237, SoFloRadio.com, the George Rodriguez Show, whenever I get good and feeling like it. Waiting for Flash to call in. Flash from Ploppy Palace Productions. Call in, Flash. Why isn't it working? Oh, look, I processed something. PayPal says it received a payment. So I should be able to call out, right? I'm going to play another song from over here so that we don't have dead air while I'm trying to get Flash on the phone. Jack couldn't be here today because I didn't tell him to be here today. Just be playing Box Elder all day until I get Flash on.
Down by the ocean, and no winds that blow, and no swell comes roll. You know, man, there's none here for me, no. Searching for the answer, with no way to know which way to go, my friend. You just got to stay true. 'Cause I've lived this life, and these eyes have cried, you know. But here I am. Here we are. 'Cause so many times when that sun don't shine, you know, man, but still here I am. Hey, another shining reason why to know. Lord knows you know you
Hello?
Hello. Flash, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have a last name?
Flash is my last name, actually.
Really? I know we had this conversation before, but for some reason I forgot that whole conversation.
Yep.
So, so that's it. We just call you Flash. There's no. Is your first name Ploppy?
Yep.
Mr. Flash, Ploppy Flash, ladies and gentlemen, on the George Rodriguez Show on SoFlo Radio. I have no idea what's happening with the phones. Of course, when a phone call is important, that's when I know that it's going to fail. But here you are.
Yep, happy to be here.
From Ploppy Palace. Well, why don't you, bring the audience up to date on who you are, what Ploppy Palace Productions is, and then we can start talking about the Everglades. Because I got a whole cheese platter. I had Danishes brought in just for you and your driver today. Not really. That's a big lie.
That's a shame.
So you're not missing out on anything. I was going to get some gourmet cheeses, but then I didn't. So go ahead. Tell us your life story, the abbreviated version. Already set it up a little bit. I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show. You're a very green guy. That's why you couldn't be here. Because and I'm right. If I didn't have to take my daughter, schlep my daughter around all over the place, I would lose that car really quickly and start enjoying the savings, because I'm riding my bike to the beach and it's really wonderful, and doing shopping and I can do everything. If you live in a place like Hollywood, you can just really enjoy yourself, and really I go days without driving my car anymore. So I'm almost with you, man. I'm right there to reduce my carbon footprint. How long have you been doing that, by the way? The no car thing.
I've never had a car.
Wow.
So,
did you even go through
44 years and I've never had a car.
Did you even go through driver's ed and get a driver's license?
Oh yeah, I can actually drive. I can't drive stick, but I can drive automatic, and I drive other people's cars. I have a license and all that.
Great. No problem. Well, but so you've never owned a car. You use your bike and public transit.
Yep.
Great. All right. Well, bring us up to date. How did you? So did you have hippie parents, and then you just carried on the tradition? Is that how you became active in the things you're active in?
No, parents weren't hippies, but I just cared about certain issues, and I said I'm going to do something about it, and that's how I just kept going. And it's been an interesting ride of mixing artism and activism and bringing all these different cultural and social components together. And we've made a lot of good things happen over the years. This is the 7th annual Everglades Awareness Benefit Concert, and it's been on hiatus for a few years in between the Wallflower Gallery closing. So when that transitioned out, it made it a little bit harder for me to get the support to put on a show like this. And fortunately this year, we've got support from the Miccosukee tribe, and they've been really involved and engaged in helping make this happen, and they care about the Everglades, and other people should too. And the more people that we get involved, the more things get done.
Why don't you bring the people up to date why this is even necessary? I mean, my audience is pretty hip, but there's got to be a few people out there, and hopefully when people, when this show is over, people will take the download and, and email the link back and forth and see if we can get some people more aware. But, what's going on with the Everglades that you need to have a benefit concert for it?
Well, the Everglades have been in trouble since the beginning, unfortunately, when the Army Corps of Engineers started rerouting water and turning it into farmland and all that. But more importantly now, while that is certainly a bad thing, they want to start oil drilling and fracking in the Everglades. And that's really dangerous for the whole ecosystem, because the Everglades is our water supply. And even if you don't consider yourself an environmentalist, if you like drinking tap water...
Yeah, you might want to drink some water. Or water your lawn or anything like that.
Yeah, in certain areas where they're doing fracking, you're seeing places where they're able to light their water on fire because of all the chemicals that they're infusing. In particular with Florida, we have such a porous limestone base that we really need to protect that and make sure that all those chemicals that they use in fracking and oil drilling don't get into the water stream and hurt our economy and hurt our people and hurt the wildlife. And, it's a big trickle-down effect on that respect, and trickle-down hasn't really worked very well in the economic policy.
No, it's there are a lot of things going on right now due to the government. I mean, just the government serves corporate interests. Our government serves corporate interests. We really don't have a democracy right now. We have an oligarchy, and it's run by them. And at the risk of being a hypocrite, because this is a corporation over here, but it's corporations are very much like the people that run them. You know, you can do good things, you can do greedy things, and the oil and gas industry, they're very bottom line oriented. They don't care if they destroy the world's water supply as long as they can turn a buck with it. Gasland is the movie, and I think they have a Gasland 2 now, a sequel to that coming out. But that's the name of the movie that people ought to see, right? Is Gasland, where it's a big expose documentary where it shows the people lighting their tap water, and these aren't people, these aren't activists. I know a lot of people out there, they filter what they hear through this like the person saying it filter, and if they think that it's some activist saying it, they won't listen. But the people in the movie, these are ranchers, these are farmers, and these are just people, regular people in housing developments and communities that all of a sudden, it's not just that you can't drink your tap water after it's been contaminated by these chemicals. You can't do anything with it. You can't cook with it. You can't take a shower with it. You know, most of us know that if you're, like we hear boil water alerts, that's because, sewage or other contaminants get into the drinking water, into the tap water. So you're supposed to boil your water to kill the germs in there. The chemicals that they're using in the fracking process aren't chemicals that you can boil out. These aren't things. These are poisons. These are toxins that you can't boil out. So then you can't do anything with that water. You can't even water your lawn with it. Your animals, you can't give it to your animals. If you take a shower with it, it's going to burn your skin. It's going to make your hair fall out. And so now they haven't started fracking yet in the Everglades, right?
Actually, they have.
Actually, they have. We're doomed.
They have done some fracking, and they were forced to stop with an injunction.
Okay.
They were doing it more in the Naples western area, but they really weren't fully permitted, and then they got a slight fine. But in the end, they're doing what they want, and unless more people are aware of it and realize the risk and the danger, we're not that mass support to be able to make things change, and we really do need a change. Particularly for right now in Florida, we do have an option to be able to help because democracy is somewhat in motion. We have Amendment 1, which is on the November 2014 ballot, and that is working to protect the environment and waterways and the land. And we do have the ability to get more people actively involved by voting, and that's an important issue right there. So democracy does work if people get involved. And one thing for Florida amendments, you need to pass it by 60%. So we need everybody to get out and vote.
Okay. I know there's more to it than that. Now, the concert, the benefit concert, what does the money go to? Is it the legal fund? Is it a political action committee? What's being done with that money?
Well, we're working with Love the Everglades movement, and within that, we are working on public outreach, public education, engaging the community and giving the community different voices to be able to understand the issue and at the same point turn around and make it more proactive so people can do things. We have some follow-up things that we're working on, letter writing campaigns, phone calling, phone banking, and taking the information that we have coming through this event and getting it out to more people as well. So it is an important way to be able to learn and teach and then get more people in the mix, because what we're working for is to build a critical mass of support for the Everglades, for our environment, for the water. And when we do that, we will get some results because it has happened in other areas, and we can do the same thing here in South Florida.
Great. You want to talk about, this is a huge event from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. And so I'm looking through here, and you've got not just musicians, but you've got speakers, some spoken word artists. Can you take me through some of these? And I do mean take your time, because I was going to give you an hour and a half, but you couldn't be here, and we were going to just shoot the shit about all kinds of things, environmental issues, and just what's been going on in your life since you last visited the show. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there for that show, the show that you did with Ivan Bad, but I heard it was great. I heard it it kicked ass. Everybody loved it.
Time,
yeah, it was. But you've got, this is a huge, there's a lot of fun packed into this event. First of all, it's Seventh Circuit Productions. Is that the Moksha space there?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great, because my My partner Chris spotted that. We've been there many times. That's the play. I mean, I've been to a few events at Moksha, but my most memorable event there was when I got really drunk and loudly insulted Roger Waters' son Harry during his performance while standing right next to Roger Waters. That's my big claim to fame. I didn't meet Roger Waters, but I'm sure he hates me. I'm sure he hates me already just for standing there. I was with a group of people, and I hate that kind of jazz. I hate that music, and I was popping off all drunk, and I didn't realize that Roger Waters was standing right next to me until somebody pointed it out. And I like,
the flaw there.
yeah, I just wanted to crawl out of that room. Oh, boy, because I mean, he's a god to me. I've been a Pink Floyd fan since I could speak, and I just, wow, what a tool. I'm an asshole. Sorry, Roger, I'm an asshole. Although everything I said was absolutely true, man. Oh boy, brutal music. So you've got Senator.
I like that shit, actually.
Moksha's a great place, though. I mean, it's a really it's neat. It's really cool in there. And if you haven't been to Moksha, to 228 Northeast 59th Street in Miami, and it's one of the first places that I recall that started operating in that area, and I don't know if they're responsible for revitalizing the area, but it has come along far. When I first started going to Moksha, there was really not a lot going on in that area. Is that technically the arts district there?
No, it's more. I think they have some sort of designation for the area. It's a community development zone or something like that.
Okay.
But, yeah, a lot has been changing, and if you look up what's going on, like Northeast 2nd Avenue, they're doing a lot of development, fixing up certain buildings, getting more people coming in. It is nice, and they fixed up the roads recently, which is good, and they have a bike lane there, which I'm happy about.
Great.
So I can ride safely and not worry as much about cars.
Great, but it's neat. They've got a cool indoor, they've got a cool outdoors area. So some of the speakers, I just want to start with the speakers. How is it going to go down? You're going to have this like a speaker and then a musical act, or are you going to get the speakers out of the way first? Or you're mixing it up between speakers?
Yeah, completely. Before every band, there's a speaker, and we have it set up so if people want to see the speakers, you can catch every speaker without them overlapping, and then we have the schedules bouncing back and forth between the different stages. This is a 3-stage event, again, starting at 6 in the afternoon, going to 3 in the morning, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got poets mixing with the bands. We'll have live painters. We'll have fire performers. We'll have all sorts of other dancers, and it's going to be very interactive. The idea of what we're creating here is a platform for people to express themselves creatively and interact with other people artistically, and then take that energy for the Everglades to get other people inspired and bring more energy for the issue, and at the same point make it educational so other people learn about what's going on with the fracking, what's going on with the agricultural pollution, what's going on with just the sheer amount of garbage that's there that's blocking the waterways, and trying to make some proactive changes happen, because we really want to create solutions. We have different people that are working with different environmental groups, or we're reaching out to people in the solar community, because they keep claiming that we all need this oil and the fracking oil because of our power, but at the same point, we can really develop solar in a way that will make these combustion fuels much more obsolete. You know, we're in the Sunshine State. Solar power is fueling a lot of other areas in Germany and other countries because they've harnessed it and they're turning off their nuclear plants, and we could be doing the same thing. FPNL wants to put another plant and do power lines right through the Everglades, and that's a bad idea. And when more people realize what's going on and they learn about these things, they get upset because, hey, they like the Everglades too. They like going out there for camping and fishing and hiking.
The airboat rides. I mean, it's a beautiful area, the Everglades, and some of us have been taking field trips there since we were little kids. There are so many things I think that define Florida as Florida. There's the beach, but when you go inland, you don't really get a lot of interesting things until you start getting close to the Everglades and start seeing the beauty that Florida has to offer. There's a lot going on here, and it has a lot to do with the water, like even in northern Florida with the springs, which they're going to destroy through fracking. So, yeah, man, keep going.
Well, again, what we're creating here is a way to be able to interact. We'll have some really good speakers. Matt Schwartz from the South Florida Wildlands Association, Laura Reynolds from Tropical Audubon. So bringing these different activists. At the same point, we have Mayor of South Miami, Phil Stoddard, who's been a very strong environmental advocate, and Florida State Senator Dwight Bullard, who's also been a very strong advocate. And we're trying to put the politicians and the elected officials with the people and create that interaction so people understand that politics isn't just a one-side thing. There are some really good people that are doing the good work. They just need more public support in order to make more things happen. So when you get that person-to-person contact with these people and say, hey, and they see what they're doing, they see the heartfelt, effort that they're putting forth on these issues, it is inspiring for everybody else to say they can get involved too and make sure that everybody votes when they need to and, be more aware of what's going on. Because what we're doing here is creating some solidarity for the issue. And at the same point, because this is such an interactive and fun event, other people are out there promoting it and spreading the word and getting more other people involved. And the more that happens, the bigger this gets. We should be doing this and getting thousands of people. And I think we're going to have a wonderful crowd here on Saturday, but there's always room for more. So come on down and get involved.
I'm looking at some of the performances that you have coming up, and some of the things listed under performance look like bands to me, so I want to know more about that, like especially Elvisa's Rockabelly Hippies. This is very intriguing to me. Can you explain what that act is?
It's freeform belly dancing mixing into rock music.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is a lot of improv stuff, because normally when you see belly dance shows, it's choreographed and it's formatted to a specific song, a specific thing. Most of the music that's going to be played, the dancers have never heard before. They're just going to rhythm and go with the energy and feel it. And
excellent. We
got some great dancers, so they know how to improvise and they know how to lift up the crowd to really make things happen. And that's one component there. We've got Ferouz Esad. She's going to be doing some aerial work. We have Melody Adele.
Wait a minute! Don't go skipping by that. Are we talking about the aerial work like the ribbons, like just the hanging, the swinging? Oh, I love that. That's just not just. I talk for a living. That's not just amazing to watch, like from a circus aspect, but I know a couple people that do it. It's not an easy thing to learn how to do, and it's really wonderful thing to watch. And
actually, there's a class going on here at 7th Circuit right now for that. Lucky
really?
Bruno teaching a class about aerials, and he's out there right now teaching the next generation of aerialists.
Get out.
And he's going to be performing as well.
Wow. I wish I had time for some of these things, because, now that I'm divorced, I'm exploring things like riding my bike to the beach every day. But I'd really like to take a class in something like that I thought was really cool. Like I learned how to fire breathe, because I know you're going to have fire performers there. I took a class from from Julian Fancy Dancy Pants Campolo, one of the premier fire performers here in this town, who I saw at Moksha once upon a time. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you were there. They had a huge spinning flow art fire event there. It was like I don't want to say more than a year, less than 2 years ago, and that's when
I was here then.
That's when
I've been here for a few years.
I hooked up with the fire breathing people. I see something that impresses me, and I'm like, I want to learn how to do that. So that's great that they're having classes there. You should probably send me more information while we're talking about the benefit concert. Just talk about Moksha and what they have going on there, because they really do try to maximize their activity there at that space. And it just didn't occur to me that they have classes and workshops going on there, and that's one that you can take.
7th Circuit does a whole bunch of different events. We have rehearsal space, and bands do different things here. We had Stephen Marley here recently, right before his tour. That was interesting. And good music. I enjoyed listening to the rehearsal while I was up in the office working. And it was just good energy for that rehearsal. So really happy for that. And then I said we got Lucky's aerials class. We've done other fire boy classes here. And it's open for people to do different things. The rates here are very cost effective, and it's very versatile. You can do recordings, you can do photo shoots, you can do all sorts of things. And this is actually a separate event. The Everglades Awareness Benefit Concert isn't a Moksha event per se. It's a Ploppy Palace production event. Okay. So if people want to do events here, the space is able to be rented out, and you can do different things. And it's very versatile because you can do multi-stage events. You can do indoor, you can do outdoor. We do daytime things. We have a yoga class seminar coming up. We have a lecture series coming up. So there's a lot of interesting things happening. So you can go to mokshafamily.org and stay up and date to what's happening, and we're on Facebook and posting things all the time.
And not to mention, because I'm looking through here, the advanced tickets available at ploppypalace.com. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your thing? And also facebook.com/ploppypalace. You can just look through my my Facebook friends. Flash is on there. Ploppy Palace is on there. What can you tell us about your production company? Is it just activism or what? Explain Ploppy Palace to people, if you would.
Well, Ploppy Palace is mostly just doing a few select events at the moment. Before, when the Wallflower Gallery was in effect, Ploppy Palace was doing the production side of the work, while the Wallflower Gallery is more of the home. And then when we did like the medical marijuana benefit concerts or the Everglades awareness benefit concerts, Ploppy Palace would take the lead and organize the production side of things. So it was a good mix of how we balanced two different entities together. Because the Wallflower Gallery actually started separately from me originally, and then eventually I took over and we kept it going for 13 years. So that was a really good run for a small, independent, non-funded business.
Is it just you? Do you have a crew?
Ploppy Palace does have a crew because, just like you, I don't do all the technical stuff myself. So
Okay.
I have people that help me with graphic design and
Right.
certain other aspects to keep the whole ship going. I always view all this as a group project. So this isn't, about me. This is about we. And as we get more people involved, the group grows and we get more skills and more interest, and we take these issues to the next level. And by doing it through art activism, we have the ability to go a little bit further because we're reaching out besides the artistic side, but reaching into the community and touching on certain issues like the Everglades in our water and, supporting the community in different artistic ways to help build up the individual artists too.
Great. And I assume you live down there in that area, and that's why you can ride your bike to the 7th Circuit space and all that.
Actually, it takes me an hour and a half to ride here.
Wow. Wow. Wow, you got to like that place a lot. So where do you live? Key West?
No, it's just South Miami. It takes me 3 hours to ride to Hollywood, and if I knew I needed to do this in advance, I just would have done it. But it
You
is
just
a
do
3-hour
it, man.
bike ride.
You live your life on a bike, so you can just do that. I thought I was in shape because I roller skate all the time, and somebody gave me a bike, and I hadn't ridden a bike in years, and I got back on it. I realized that's a whole separate group of muscles there. But I'm getting up there, getting good at riding against the wind. I got the bike bug. I got a bike that I'm eyeballing over at Lee's Bike Shop. That's just that's the last expensive thing I'm going to buy, and then I'm just going to be a Hobie bum and wear a hat that I weave myself. People want to contact you, it's ploppypalace.com, facebook.com/ploppypalace. The phone number for Second Circuit Productions, and it's on here, so I assume that it's okay for people to call if they want information about this event. It's 305-757-7277. There's a Facebook event for it, and if they want to find it, just put in 7th Annual Everglades Awareness Benefit Concert or anything along those lines, and it'll pop right up, right?
Yeah, or just go to Ploppy Palace, and you'll find it really easy that way too.
I'm looking back through the program over here, and I besides that, I have a lot of time. I want to know about some of these performers. Like, what does Melody Gideon do? And is that how you pronounce that?
She's a fire performer.
Oh, excellent.
She's a fire performer.
You're kind of
she
talking
does
me into
really
going.
good spinning.
I think I might be going to this. You're talking me into going to this. I was actually have a free weekend over here. The live art, is that, I'm assuming that's people doing painting, like right there live.
Yeah, so we'll have Ava Ruiz and Anibal Fernandez and Lynx and Jay Carotto painting live. We also have the environmental art exhibition up, and that features 25 different artists from around the area, and actually one artist from California. And it's a great mix of digital painting, photography, even some life-size gator sculptures. So
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
Like sculptures of gators, I'm assuming that's what that means.
Yes.
Excellent.
Life-size. So
Wow.
it's really big and really heavy.
Is this like stuff you can buy?
Yes, things are here to be bought. So take some artwork home and help support the Everglades and support the artists.
Great. And the musical bands, I've been playing Box Elder per your suggestion, which is very good. What other bands on
They're a
here can
great
you tell
band.
me about? Yeah, I know about Nog Champions.
I'm really excited for Box Elder because this is their first show in Miami in like 10 years. So
Great.
They were on sabbatical for a little while doing a few different things, and they got back together, and they did this big festival up in West Palm Beach, and they had more people show up for them than Inner Circle, which just shows the amount of loyal support that the band has and just the great music that these guys produce.
Wow. No, I mean, I like it. I'm an instant fan. Afro Beta, these are the bands that I've heard of. Nog Champions have actually, I've seen them a couple times, and they were in that studio that you were also at. They've been in studio with us before. Really, really nice guys. And they're always there, I noticed.
It's a little bit different because it's not the full Nog Champions, it's the Prolific Minimalists. So This is a duo between Ryan and Kamikaze, and they're doing more of a beatbox, improv, experimental funk thing.
If I continued reading, I'd see that Nog Champions presents Prolific Minimalists, which is a great name.
Yep.
I can't wait.
So, and then they're going to mix in some poetry with them as well. I think Oscar Fuentes is going to be doing some poetry with them, and he's going to be actually bringing his typewriter with him and creating poetry on the spot.
Wow! For people, like he'll type it out and you can buy it like that.
You can buy it, or he gives it. I'm not really sure of the details. I just know it'll be very fun because Oscar's a very creative person, and he works very well on the flow. I've seen him at different events just typing away, and while everybody else is on laptops and computers and all that, he's on an old school typewriter because that's how he rolls.
That's awesome. I was wondering what to do with my old typewriter. I got an old typewriter in a case, a couple of keys stick over there, but I bring it out every once in a while for show and tell. I'll show the people under 30 that this is what we had to use when we wanted to type something up and then, and get the white out and everything. Those things are going to be in a museum very soon, I'm sure. That's great. I can't wait to see that. Rebecca Butterfly Vons.
Yep, she's doing some poetry as well. I believe she's going to be doing some stuff with Nature's Fury and Sweetbone and maybe somebody else. And she just got great flow. So when the bands just jam, she just finds that inspiration and rolls with it. And I've worked with her for years, and she's just got good positive energy. So I'm always happy to work with her.
Terry Catlin, we were talking about her on the show earlier. Can you tell the audience a little bit about her? I mean, she's a Facebook friend. I've heard her music, but and she's been around here for a very long time. Can you tell us something about her?
She's a great musician and just a wonderful person, and I always enjoy working with her. I actually included her in another project that we did recently. The Medical Marijuana Benefit Concert created a CD called Legalize It, and this is Volume 1, It's Natural, and she's there along with 18 other artists. 17 of them are local. One of them actually includes Snoop Dogg. So we got Snoop Dogg and a whole bunch of locals. And it's a great mix of music. We have Johnny Dredd and the Nog Champions and Sweetbone and Orion and Grim Reaper and Barkless Dogs and Ann Hoffman and Steve Minotti and a whole bunch of other artists on the CD. And it's just a great flow of artists going on a musical journey together, and it's just a great mix. We have Kuyaki on that one. Kuyaki's actually doing the Everglades Awareness Concert as well, and they're going to be doing part of the blessing ceremony with Houston Cypress and Gene Sarmento. So it's a mixture of art and sort of an inspirational moment. And Silver Nightingale is going to be doing some stuff with that. And I think Silver Nightingale is going to be performing with Terry Catlin too. So that should be a nice mix of different styles.
Great.
And I think with Terry Catlin, we have Alonso doing some poetry with her.
Beautiful. The Osceola Brothers Band, is that a Native American group that I should know something about?
Yeah, actually they're really good, and they are a bunch of young kids doing the blues, and they rock it. I think they're still in high school, or at least two of them are at least in high school, and they rock. I saw them at Grassroots twice, and I was inspired to contact them and want to bring their positive energy into the mix too.
That's excellent. Besides the awareness concert, if people want to do more, become active in Everglades, the Everglades benefit movement, or like, I don't know what the collective term you want to call it, Everglades conservation, if you want to call it that. Can they just contact you through Ploppy Palace?
They can contact me, but it'd be probably easier just to find Love the Everglades movement online.
Okay,
or on
write that down.
Facebook, and it's also have a separate website, I think, lovetheevergladesmovement.org. And either way, they're easy to find. So there's a lot of ways to be able to bring that positive energy through and get more people aware and learn, because this is such an active issue that we need more people to be aware. Otherwise, things are going to slip by, and when you have a oil or fracking accident, you can't say, "Oh, I didn't know," if you're got your head buried in the sand. Look at what they did with West Virginia with that whole contamination of the water. The company just went out of business and walked away, and that's despicable.
It is despicable. That's it's horrible, and I mean, I don't know where it's going to stop, but you're doing the right thing. Being politically active is important. Going to and supporting events like this, because unfortunately, it's a sad thing that money drives action in our society. It's a very capitalistic society, and politics has been completely taken over by money. And unfortunately, we, the people, have to resort to coming up with money in order to fight the people with more money than God. They're going to get their way every time and in every way, unless their efforts are countered, and unfortunately by money. And most of the people that, like people like you and me, we're too busy doing other things than to worry about going and making all this money. These are people that all their lives, all they've ever thought about is getting more, acquiring more. They're very focused on that. They're very good at what they do, which is just acquisition, hoarding, and making more. And the reason that they're in that position and they have all that money is because they really don't consider anything else, like safety, the safety of the water, the environment, other people, their rights. They just plow on ahead and keep their eye on the bottom line and maximize their profits. And that's why they have all this money, they have all this power, and it's very difficult to fight against them. But the alternative of not fighting against them is, poison water, polluted rivers. I posted something on Facebook again. A river, tar sands oil contaminated this river, and the company isn't going to pay for it. I think it's Exxon again or something. And so we have
I saw recently BP had another oil spill in Lake Michigan, and that's a water supply for millions of people. And we can't let this continue unaccounted for. We may not win every battle, but when we lose battles, we all know. So we do need to find a way to keep winning and keep putting the polluters at bay and on notice that their actions will be monitored and they will have consequences. If you look what happened with BP, they lost a lot of money when that happened up in the Gulf. Yet at the same point, we're still seeing oil residue from the Exxon Valdez 20-plus years ago.
Sure. And they're not fooling anyone. I think that it's just a matter of getting people. There's a threshold that you have to break through. People care, but not care enough to actually do anything about it. You have to get them excited enough, and I think that this is a good idea because, concerts, face painting, fire, you're absolutely doing the right thing. You've got to appeal, unfortunately, to people's selfish interests by putting on a show, and then they'll get up and go and do something. And I think that drawing them together in one place is a great idea, not just because it's going to raise some money that you can use to get the message out there, but you're going to positively influence those people, like you were saying with the energy. Maybe inflict them with some positive energy, and you're doing God's work, Flash. I want to commend you on your efforts and what you're doing. And you're not in this for the money. You're not rich. You're riding your bike around for Pete's sake. So kudos to you and your people and the people at Seventh Circuit, right? Productions. Yep. And everybody involved in this. I think it's really great. Since we're enjoying Box Elder, and I just happen to have their page open right now, I'm going to go out with some of their music. Do you have a favorite of theirs that I haven't played already, like Morning Coffee or Day After Day or something like that? And I'll just go out with Box Elder so we can, and then transition the show. But you got to name a song, man. I'm going to make you name a song.
I actually like Daddy-O from their first CD, Seed. I don't know if you have that accessible. I've been listening to Box Elder from like back when they were playing South Beach Pub, and I said I like the old stuff, I like the new stuff. I hear they have some new songs. I saw them on Facebook, so hopefully we'll hear more of their new stuff for the show. I'm really excited to have them. They used to play the Wallflower Gallery, and the room rocked, and I'd love to be able to see them here with the big stage, the big lights, all the video features, and I believe that's when we're going to have the aerials and some of the other stuff going on to make it a really interactive mix, because we want to create something that some people have never seen before because it's never happened before.
Excellent. Well, you're on the right track. You're a good egg. You're a good sport. I don't have Daddy-O here, so I'm gonna play fine because it's really long, and I need some time to transition the show. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, Flash, thanks for coming on. I'm actually going to make an effort to be there. Let me find a date. I think this is the kind of thing that I can use to impress somebody with. If I do show up with a date, if you see me walking up to you, with a female, make a big deal, would you? Pretend like I'm an important person.
You are an important person, George. You make things happen too, man. Seriously. I definitely appreciate all your support over the years.
Not at all. Happy to be associated with good people doing good things. All right.
Thank you.
Flash, ladies and gentlemen. Last name Flash. Mr. Flash to you. And we'll see you tomorrow. 7th Annual Everglades Awareness Benefit Concert.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Bye.
succeed. You will continue listening to sports, right-wing talk, and mayonnaise FM. If you disobey, we will punish you with more right-wing talk, sports, and mayonnaise FM. We are corporate, ergo, we are never wrong. Listen and obey. Listen and obey.
Shut it down, evil foe, for I am SoFloRadio.com, and I'm here to give back what people want to hear. A variety of entertainment, fresh music, comedy, and different points of view.
I own you.
Oh, your fart-radiating suit and tie don't frighten me, old chum. Behold the power of SoFloRadio.com.
My balls are falling off.
You only had one, my evil friend. There. Now you'll have to squat to pee. SoFloRadio.com. Castrating terrestrial radio. One ball at a time.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl. School zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah. Street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say?
Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is the sound of a flat-screen television hurled off a building. Now the new bike your kid wants. These are the things you could have, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Use Energy Star light bulbs and appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
At SoFloRadio.com.
We do big things.
SoFloRadio.com. We take comedy seriously. SoFloRadio.com.
of some dark place, the burning field of dreams, all the hate behind the scenes have commandeered your smiling face. Ooh, disappointment has jaded you, but there's still hope for you. Look in the mirror, you will see a perfect reflection that needs some resurrection. I've been there just like you, and it's no place to be. Users, abusers, and liars, they've left their mark on you, but it's just another shade of blue. You gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share a little love. You gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share some love. Faith is just a test. Hope will do the rest. What's done is done. What's done is done. To have a little happiness, nothing more, nothing less. It's what you want, it's defined as hope. So why don't you come outside and see the open sky? It's beautiful, it's beautiful. Users, abusers, and liars have left their mark on you, but it's just another shade of blue. You gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share a little love. You gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share some love. Faith is just a test. Hope will do the rest. What's done is done. What's done is done. With all your battle scars, you've forgotten who you are. If you could only see what I see in you. You gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share some love. And when your world comes crashing down on you, faith and hope will pull you through. You gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share some love. Ooh, you gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share some love. You see, faith is just a test. Hope will do the rest. And then the love will come. The love will come. The love will come. Ooh, the love will come. The love will come. The love will come. You gotta have a little faith, embrace a little hope, and share some love. You gotta have a little faith.
Welcome back to the show. SoFloRadio.com. George Rodriguez, the George Rodriguez Show. Now, a whole bunch of people. Who are you people? What are you doing in my studio? Who gets to talk first? First of all, we have Billy Livesay. Did I say that right?
That's fine.
Okay. Is that not even close? It's Livesay, ladies. Livesay.
There you go. Perfect.
All right, you're gonna have to.
Everybody else
You're gonna have to sing like a singer. Shout out like you have a pair on the microphone over there. Don't be
Hello,
shy.
hello,
There
hello,
you go.
hello, hello.
Billy, a good-looking guy. Once upon a time,
Well,
I'm
thank
sure.
you there, George.
Welcome to the show. We have David Liz over here. We got Rick Santese over there, and then we've got Michelle Fillippi. Fillippi.
You're close.
Fillippi.
You're close from
Fillippi.
Cinema Paradiso.
Right, which the main organism, Cinema Paradiso, and I'm so excited. I can't even tell you when I drove by. I almost drove into one of our beautiful trees over here to see that we have our own little Cinema Paradiso.
Finally open.
I'm not on this block by accident. I live 4 minutes from here, and I love Hollywood and downtown Hollywood and what's going on down here. And, Fort Lauderdale has the yachts and the high-priced art, and South Beach has all the models and the cocaine. And here in Hollywood, we're very bohemian, I like to think, with our free parking and our beach. Yeah. It's listen, you'd think that free parking wasn't going to have an effect. People drive from Boca and park here and commute back just, I got a free parking space. But the beach, our claim to fame on the beach is that you can walk from the water to the bar without crossing traffic and sit your wet ass on a stool with the sand on your feet and get yourself a mudslide right there and take it back to your towel with you.
You just described heaven, I believe. There.
This is heaven.
Woo-hoo.
And listen, it's a 20-minute bike ride to the beach. Easy, and that's casual. What I call rich man speed. Like, because you see people riding their bikes on the beach all the time, and some people look like they're in a hurry. Got to get this ride in. I got my helmet. Got to get this ride in before I got to get back to the office. Got to get my time in. They're looking at their time and everything. And then there's other people that are just like, and they got their lawn chair on the back. That must be a rich person.
Yeah, Hollywood's awesome. They get the boardwalk there.
Yes, Broadwalk, we call it.
Broadwalk.
In case you didn't know what the difference was, and somebody had to explain it to me, there's no boards. It's not boards. It's concrete. It's asphalt.
I thought it was like wider.
Maybe. I mean, that's the implication, but I don't know. But we don't have boards, and we don't have parking fees, but we just have lots of fun over here in Hollywood. And the Cinema Paradiso. How long has this location been open?
We
Michelle?
just opened October 19th for the film festival back 2013. It's getting there. We're happy to have this modern state-of-the-art location. We have the latest in equipment. You got to come and visit us, and that's why I brought you some vouchers that you can give out to all your listeners.
I'm going to, as a matter of fact.
Anytime.
Audience members. The tap room? Was that the tap room?
No, that used to be a ceramic store, so we actually transformed it completely.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
right
next
door.
Did you play there, Native Tap Room?
No, but I know the Kilmo,
Yeah, love that place. Have earplugs just for going. That's loudest venue ever. The restaurants across the street are like, can you turn that down over there? You're breaking my windows over here. It's really loud. It's is it on the 1900 block? Is it right?
Exactly. It's that
coolest block ever.
2800 Hollywood Boulevard. Free parking as well.
Right. And so it's been there for what, a month, you said?
No, October 19th. So I would say, yeah, for the film festival. We even had Leah Thompson going there. If you guys still remember Leah Thompson from Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, Finola Hughes. But now, we're getting back to the basics of just showing independent foreign films to all our Hollywood friends, and hopefully that's why we came up with this new program of music and movies together with my friend Rick Santese.
Yeah.
Santese?
No.
That's the Italian definition, pronunciation.
Exactly. So here we are with CineMuzique.
Works for me. You go ahead and butcher mine. You can call me Jorge if you want to get my name wrong, because I don't answer to that much anymore. CineMuzique is the name of the event that you're going to be showing at Cinema Paradiso and
monthly.
So talk about it and just take a long time and be really verbose.
I'll just give you a little bit intro on that because this has been definitely a collaboration between Rick and myself. He happened to call one day at the theater in Fort Lauderdale, hey, I want to put up an event over there with some acoustic music. And I said, wow, it's all about timing. It's all about instinct. And I said, you know what? I have this idea of blending music videos with bands and at Hollywood, because we already do so many things down in Fort Lauderdale, that I said, let's do something new and hip at Hollywood. So it was quite a brainstorming with the name.
Yeah, that was
He texted me like 100 times a day.
Yeah, we went back and forth. That was
He got the name. We got the name together, but he's really, really rocking it out.
Yeah, we went back and forth. I think we're going to call it Cinema Paradiso Unplugged. We know it had to do with film and music, and basically when I came up with CineMuzique and texted her that, she said, perfecto. So that's how it was born. I think it's going to be a cool show. I think we're going to offer some really like a different hybrid of theatrical entertainment, and it's like a talk show with live performance, screenings of music videos, and also we have the directors of our music videos here. And we'll be discussing their projects and showing some reels.
So this isn't going to be like a film in the traditional sense.
No. This is like a
like
platform.
Rocky Horror.
No,
actually a platform for local musicians and local filmmakers, because that's always has been our goal.
Well, that's great. Well, that's one of the things that filling in for Neil, one of the first things that I started doing was talking about local music, because I knew a lot of them, and not a lot in the beginning, but it all started. It starts with one person. One of our production guy was the drummer in a band. Hey, can you throw a plug out for my band out there? It's like, yeah, well, you get me in for free and buy me a beer. Like, okay. And then so you go there and you meet the other members of the band and then the other bands. And it's like, hey, I heard you throw a plug for Tommy's band out on the air. Can you throw one for me? And then next thing you know, I'm playing their music and going to their shows and talking about the shows that are coming up. And I love it. I mean, this area, South Florida, has so much musical potential and musical talent, and because we all know Fernando Perdomo and the whole not going to move to LA thing, and then what happened?
He moved to
LA, and that's sad. And I mean, because we're all very aware of this phenomenon. I don't know if we're doomed. Is it the Bermuda Triangle? What's going on? What is it that's wrong with this place that the talent here has to go somewhere else to be successful and to be noticed and to gain the national and international attention that they deserve? Because I refuse to believe that it's not a lack of talent. It's not that. It's this vortex that's going on. Can you explain? Does anybody have any theories?
I have a theory.
I want to hear your theory.
I've been around since like
Is it the Cubans?
70s.
Is it their fault?
It's not.
Okay.
Senior
maybe
citizens.
no. It's geographic, actually. I think that really has something
Is it
to do
because
with
we're dangling down here in the
we're
ocean?
dangling at the end of a
Like the
peninsula.
reservoir tip of Florida's.
Exactly. That's what it is. Remember the 70s?
What?
All these bands would have to drive all the way down and then all the way back out.
But everybody knows about Miami, and everybody envies and covets, especially. And now with Facebook, you really see that, because I'll post a picture of me at the beach, and everybody else freaks out on my mouth. What? It's like, well, this is what we do here. What did you think? Why would I live here with the heat and the hate and the crime if it weren't for all of this? So it's geographic, because L.A., Seattle, New York, even Detroit, Chicago, all of these places. They don't have this curse, this cloud.
Well, it's geographic and demographic. I mean, because the community is so Latin that
I told you it was the Cubans' fault.
Even we left town because Harry Casey was playing disco. I mean, they had the whole disco thing. So I think a lot of it is the majority of the popular music is all based around rhythm here. And so you have artists that grew up here that, even though they are into rhythm, they also have all these rock influences and things. And until we can find a certain mesh of the both of singing, and now Latin rock is very popular.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I really like the cauldron that we have down here, and that's another thing that frustrates me. The music down here, with Latin and the reggaeton and the dance and the EDM, which I'm very fond of, and we've got Americana, like Jim Worster, which my name for Jim Worster's music and definitely is before I knew Americana is a great name, but I call it contemporary folk. And I mean, it's all over the place down here. We have good old-fashioned rock and roll. We have good four-piece bands that are just straight-up rock and roll bands that people don't think even exist anymore.
Well, like the Mavericks, they went to Nashville,
Sure, and I got friends Phineas J. Whoopi and Crease is a local band that they were here and now they're not. And I've worked with a couple of those guys, so I'm happy to do whatever I can. On a personal level, I'm friends with a lot of these people. And and we've had each other's puke on each other's shoes, so that's a very bonding thing.
It is.
I've held a lot of hair, and some girls' hairs too, while the people puke, because those rockers, man. I bet you used to have some hair in your time there. You look like a long hair type, but everybody had to go and get a haircut. Well, that's great. I'm
my
very
son said
excited.
I had girly hair, so I had to cut my hair.
There you go. I'm very excited to have you, especially Michelle, in the studio, because. Thank you. I felt like, am I the only one? And I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one that really appreciates the talent that we have in this town. And you know what? If it's just for us to enjoy, then so be it. Then we'll enjoy it. And I'm gonna try to be to this thing. This is Saturday. This is tomorrow.
Exactly. And we're nonprofit, so.
A lot of events, the Everglades benefit concerts going on. You people should really talk to each other about having all these fun things to do all at the same time. There's another big musical event that's going on there, but we'll talk. This is your time, so we'll talk about you, and especially it's going to be a lot easier to get me to Cinema Paradiso because I can ride my bike here.
Yeah.
It's about a 10-15 minute drunken stumble from my house over here. Kind of timed that.
Yeah, I think I think this is going to be a great venue to show off the musical talent and the film talent here.
And we have wine and beer, so.
That's right. Yeah, we have us, and also this first show is going to be great because we have some a couple of performers like Jim Worster and Billy Livesay who've had some real history here.
The old guys.
I was going to say legacy. I was going to use the word legacy performers, and then of course we got some seasoned veterans.
That's what it is.
Then we get some young guys from Miami here.
Rain.
Yeah, Rain. They're coming up, and that's why we have David Liz here, who
he's going to explain Rain to us.
He could tell us about Rain and a little bit about his film career.
I was wondering what his rationale for being here was, and I can't wait.
I'm just a quiet fourth person here.
Not really. Wow, a nice voice.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I would say, in the olden days, I would say you should consider a career in radio, but now there are no more careers in radio.
Okay,
so
okay.
You should probably stick to the filmmaking. Tell us about it.
Sure.
Tell us about Rain and your film. And
well, I know Rain from high school, really. We went to high school together. They were in chorus, and I was in chorus. I was only in chorus for the girls. They actually could sing. They would put me in the back, so I would just kind of, move my lips around and pretend I was singing. But that's how we met, really, and they had really good songs together since they were 18, 17 years old. I never really did any videos for them back in the day because we were just friends in the sense that we would hang out and party together, but never really worked professionally. I ended up going to film school and going back to what we were talking about, why maybe there aren't that many film people staying in Miami. I think it's a matter of they can't get the proper education here in Miami. When I had to study film, I had to go up to Tallahassee. At the time, Florida State had one of the 3 best film schools in the country, and I got to learn from people like Chip Chalmers, who was the director of Star Trek and Miami Vice and all these big shows, and a bunch of other big names like Rexford Metz, who helped us DP the movie Jaws, and he was in Jurassic Park, and he did all these really big. So we learned from these big guys. So, and then all the kids that I studied with went off to LA as well. I came to Miami because I love Miami, and I felt like I wanted to grow something down here. It's so difficult, but I believe in Miami, so that. Maybe I end up going away like that one guy you mentioned too.
Fernando. You have to.
I don't want to.
The
though.
Chewbacca of South Florida music. But he's an incredibly talented guy.
Fernando's
he never
a
stops.
great guy.
He never stops playing music. He's been in the studio a couple times with his guitar. He's continuously plucking away, fingering it. You really have to give him like a squeeze ball or something, or he'll just keep playing music. If you give him a rubber band, he'll like start twanging it. But yeah. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt your.
No, sure. And so when I came back from film school, Rain hit me up and they said we want to do a music video. They let me hear the song and I loved it. It was Moment. That was the first video we did together, and we met at a Starbucks. I pitched them a few ideas for the concept. They loved one of the ideas and we went with it. And the video turned out very well. It's going to be one of the music videos we show tomorrow.
Was that your first music video, or have you done before?
Oh no, I've done many music videos before. I'd been here about a year after I graduated before I did the first video with Rain, so I had already done a few fresh out of film school. But that was my first rock video that I had ever done. So they were very happy with it. I was very happy with it. We ended up doing a second video for the same song, but an unplugged version live in the studio. And then we did a third video, which is Defeated, which is a very patriotic sort of themed video about whenever you get pushed down, always stand back up. It has that kind of feel.
Good theme, yeah.
Yeah, and then that'll be another video that's played tomorrow as well. And so we've just had this kind of symbiotic relationship where they have an awesome idea, I have an awesome idea, they have an awesome song, and we just mix it together and we create some beautiful artwork.
Now you got a few rewards under your belt there as a director, don't you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, short film I did, Loose, to give you guys a little bit of a story on the background on it. I got into a car accident where I was on my bicycle. I got hit by the car and I went flying through the air, and miraculously, I had no helmet. It was the middle of the night, and I didn't actually get hurt. I bounced up and actually landed on my feet. Funny thing, but it inspired me to write. It kind of shocked me, and I wanted to write a story about it. So many people get into car accidents. So many people can relate. And when I was a kid, I always had, it was just me and my mom. I always had this fear of losing my mom. So I was like, man, I'm going to combine those two things. I'm going to tell a story about a kid who loses his mom. So the story is about a young, a guy who gets into a car accident and his life flashes before him in the brief moments between getting hit and going unconscious. But, that time, my life flashed before my eyes is very subjective. So what he sees is a series of memories between himself as a young boy and his mother. And as these series of memories progress, he realizes he doesn't remember how his mother died. And soon we realize she died in a car accident very similar to the one that he's getting to right now in the present moment. But he was a young boy sitting in the passenger seat when it happened. So he saw his mom die. And it was so traumatic for him that his mind blocked it out. And only now is his mind allowing him to see it again, because the memory of his mom is the only thing strong enough to allow him to survive this ordeal. So anyways, this is a short film, and we submitted it all over the place. And it actually won me the Directors Guild of America Award, which I was very happy about.
Oh, congrats.
Wow. Thank you. And so that's been... It's been fun, going around the country to different festivals with Luz. Another film as well that I did, El Salvaje, which is a period piece with the Spaniards. And with when the Spaniards first came to La Florida, right?
Yeah, that was some bloody stuff there.
Yeah, and their first interactions with the natives here and how they thought they were savages, but at the end of the day, the Spaniards were more savages than them.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so it's cool.
And this is a film that's done already? Because I'm really excited about that kind of stuff, St. Augustine. And
sure, I'll send you the link. I mean, we have it online and everything. El Salvaje.
We got some quality performers.
What was the guy's name? Melendez, the original colonist there that kept slaughtering people.
Well, you know what? It doesn't really go into that historical. It's more about this one guy who...
The relationship.
Yeah, he settles in Florida, and he has an encounter with an Indian that doesn't turn out very well. And it's, I don't want to give it away, but I'll give you the link, and maybe you could post it on the site if anyone's interested in watching it. But it's very cool stuff. It's in Spanish because I am Spanish, so I wanted to...
No.
You couldn't tell?
So that's what's another thing about CineMuzique, since we are the home of the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. The idea is after a couple of these shows, the best music videos and the best bands are going to be part of this year's film festival in November. So
does the Hollywood location have just different programming than the Fort Lauderdale one?
Sometimes, but in general, it's basically the same.
It runs concurrently, so if you're showing something in Fort Lauderdale, that's what's running down here too. Great, because I don't want to have to schlep. I want to be able to ride my bike to the shows.
Don't forget the after party right next door, Sharky's.
Always about the after party.
I think it's going to be a great show. We have some really good performers. I mean, Billy Livesay here has quite a history down here in Florida.
I want to hear Billy talk.
Who are you?
He's been very quiet. First of all, scoot a little bit closer to me
because
the camera is being blocked by your microphone.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Now talk to us, because first of all, who made that beautiful banner that I shared on Facebook today? Man, whose work is that?
Oh, that would be mine. Actually,
nice. Want a job? I can't.
My
pay.
brother actually did. He's a graphic artist. I said, hey, try to do so. I just gave him a couple elements, but he put it all together. That's my brother, Ed Santese.
I shared that all over the place.
We brainstormed on it as well.
Yeah, we did. Yep. Michelle and I went back and forth. That's another text thing. Put a microphone in there. Put a hat on the guy. You know?
Like, oh my God, leave me alone. But I understand his passion. So definitely.
There's a lot to it. I have to beg and plead people to put things like that together for me. So when I saw it today, I'm like, wow, that's really awesome. I'm going to share. Like,
talking about the historical thing.
Back to Billy.
The dig that's going on downtown. Are you aware of?
With the courthouse?
No, they're creating this whole new development, and they put a stop on the development because in downtown Miami, they've got an archaeological dig going on, and it's like a major dig. And
what did they find there?
Well, they found obviously a lot of artifacts, burial grounds, and villages.
The circle initially is what they found, right?
Yeah, exactly. The circle was the first, but this is on the other side of the river now. So they've but what's happening is the developers they want to get everything finalized so they can develop, on the spot, and but there's a really good story there. I mean, as far as some sort of documentary, I actually have a friend of mine's daughter who is on that dig, and she posts Facebook stuff all the time about the dig, and it's really pretty interesting how, if talking about how if there was they found a burial ground of white people, they would put a stop to it.
Oh yeah,
that kind of from that angle, and
right.
So.
Well, that's great.
There's always controversy. So
keep talking, Billy. The audience doesn't know as much about you as I do.
Okay.
Your music.
I'm one step up on the audience because I know how to pronounce your name now.
Okay.
So
well, I've been in South Florida my whole life. I went to Hialeah High School.
Okay.
Oh, so did I.
All right, D-Breads. All right.
Tu habla español?
Muy poquito.
Okay. Survival Spanish. I tell other people from outside the community, the gringos speak survival Spanish. It's like Star Wars. They can understand it, but they can't speak it. So everybody down here just speaks whatever language they're good at, and everybody understands whatever.
Or we speak Spanish like Tarzan.
Sure, yeah.
Or Chewbacca.
Me good.
Yeah, right.
So you went to Hialeah High and
went to Hialeah High.
You decided that instead of gainful employment, you'd become a musician.
Yes, more or less. I started playing. I started playing music in high school. Matter of fact, everybody in my band is from Hialeah, and it was a fluke. It just kind of turned out that way. Except for my drummer Eddie Zine. I know he's listening. Shout out Eddie.
Hey, no way. Fun fact: Rain also went to Hialeah High. The entire band except for their drummer.
Okay.
Swear.
Where did he go?
I don't know, but it's not Hialeah High.
We need to find that out.
Yeah, we do.
Well, Eddie's from. He always gets mad at me when I always say Coral Gables, but he's Coconut Grove, Coral Gables, Miami. So that should encompass it, Eddie. So don't get mad at me.
Yeah, the Grove and Coral Gables are not similar.
So.
People get
upset
about that.
So who directed your video?
Rick did. Well, there's a couple of videos that we're doing. The one is on my CD. It's an enhanced CD, and what happened was Rick was doing a short film, and we were introduced by a mutual friend, and he asked if I could write this song. So he said, "Well, let me see the film," and I went through a bunch of different incarnations as songs go through, and wrote this song called "An Angel," and so it appears in his short film. So he goes, what can I do for you for helping me do that? I says, well, how hard would it be to edit down your short film to the length of the song?
10-minute film to a 3-minute
to a 3-minute song. So and get the gist of what's going on, and we did that. He came to my house. We did some pickup shots of live shots and put it together into a music video.
So that because I'm looking at what's listed over here. You're going to be performing live along with Jim Worcester. And why does it say Black Janet in parentheses?
Because Jim was in a band called Black Janet, which which was very popular South Florida alternative band, and I think Jim won an award. Black Janet won an award for best.
I think
a jammy for
Black Janet and Jim Worcester were very popular during. It's sort of like a heyday for South Florida original music. Back in the day with with the Black Janet.
Yeah, late 80s.
And Marilyn Manson.
90s, during the same era.
I used to play with him back then.
It rings a bell. I've seen him live recently over at, what's Alex's place? Alexis's place on 125th. I'm drawing a blank. A lot of live music performs there. Little beer joint. Why can't I think of the name of it right now? It'll come to me. But anyway, go on with.
Jim has gone through a metamorphosis, so to speak, of the kind of music that he plays as what he plays now as compared with what Black Janet was. Great performer, great songwriter. He's a school teacher by trade, so
right. And his song,
so he's just not making any money at all.
No, exactly.
The music
but then again, he's living the life of a school teacher. He gets the whole summer off to travel or do whatever he wants to do, and
yeah, sure, it works out like that.
Yeah, you get paid. You're a school teacher too.
He has to sit in his backyard drinking mimosas until the wintertime comes up, right?
Practice on his stomping board, his stomp box, which is a great innovation, by the way. I really like that.
But I've known Jim for a while. I played with him for a while back in the 90s, and since I became a filmmaker, got reacquainted, and he asked me to do a music video for him. Oh, it was a mutual thing. He said, hey, let's do a music video together. And he just coming out with a new CD entitled Raw. So he said, well, let's do one for this song called Ojus. And it's funny because he said, well, I'm playing at this place. Just bring your camera out and we'll shoot me live. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I could do a little bit better. So I thought about it and took him into the studio since the song is kind of like a dark song. It's like a vigilante.
Very dark, yeah.
Yeah. So all I did was turn off all the lights and put one light on him, and I just blacked out everything. And it's basically, a lot of movement and lights and shadows for that part.
It's an attention holder, the video.
Right, and then I did a little backstory in the beginning of it, and just some scenes of him, on his quest to seek vengeance.
Excellent. Well, he's a really good guy, and I'm a personal fan of his. By the way, Judy Blem.
We all know her.
71 Friends. Just accepted her on Facebook. This is what the mystery friend that I was talking about.
Okay.
How is it that I know we have 71 friends in common, and I've never seen that? I would remember that face.
Well, Judy is a co-writer on that song that you just played.
Really?
Yes.
Well, this is
Faith,
great.
Hope,
She's
and
going to
Love.
be at this event too, so I would look at her in the eye and
yeah.
Really? Never?
Judy was a catalyst for that song.
How about that?
Tell
us a story.
Okay. Well, I was, what happens with me is I start writing a bunch of songs, and as I accumulate them, it's like, okay, I guess it's time to do another record. So this particular song, she had co-written a song with me called "Until You Kiss Me Like That" on the Rose Colored Glasses CD. So she said, well, would you mind if I send you some lyrics? And I said, sure. And at the time, we have a mutual friend, Donna Paul, who was dealing with cancer. And so she sort of channeled Donna with the lyrics that she had sent me. And Judy doesn't play an instrument or anything, so when you write, you have to, kind of put things in a rhyme, so to speak. And so, I was thinking when I read the lyrics, she had faith, hope, and love, and wasn't necessarily the title of the song at the time. And so when I saw that, I was trying to connect it with myself lyrically. And I had a friend of mine, that guy right there, on the cover of the CD.
Oh, okay.
He had kidney disease.
I'm sorry.
And so with the kidney disease and with Donna dealing with her cancer, I started writing about how people's lives become jaded through the negative aspects of their life or whatever. And so we put this song together, Faith, Hope, and Love. And
great.
My friend Mario, he passed away in October.
I'm sorry about that.
So well, thank you. But that as the CD evolved, it all kind of connected, and with Rick's video, An Angel, it all kind of, I guess, Helene Blum likes to say synchronicity.
Yeah.
It was very, very much that way.
Serendipitous is another cool word.
Yeah, and so use
it a lot.
So anyway, so that's how that came
That's great.
about.
No, that's one of the reasons I like hanging out with musicians. There's always a story behind, every, even a song that you think is very cheeseball, and then the internet's a wonderful resource. It's like meanings of songs you never would have guessed, and there's so many that pop songs, happy pop sounding songs, are about someone's death or someone's battle with an illness, or it's tragedy that inspires us a lot, and I think that's why we have a lot of talent here in South Florida, because the tragedy. We certainly have enough angst to drive a music industry down here, and a lot of huge acts started down here. It's just that they had to go away, and no, they shouldn't have to go away. There's so much to enjoy down here, unless it's the summer, and then maybe you should go away.
That's why Cinema Paradiso.
And I'm really glad. I'm sure I'm gonna go to this. I was told Flash, the guy before, that maybe I'll go down to the Everglades benefit concert, but then I gotta drive down to Miami.
Can't ride
See,
your bike over
I can't ride my bike there, and I'm getting lazier the older I get as far as driving through the traffic of this town. So I'm really glad just more things happening here in Hollywood. You know, the Arts Park, the live music that they have over there. Are you associated with the
we
city
are
people?
As well, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the idea behind this, my original concept before, you know, collaborating with Rick is, you know, of course there's great talent, but why always play at a bar? Why not offer
alcohol?
Better
But she's got alcohol. She has alcohol.
we have a full liquor over there in Fort Lauderdale.
We do too. As a matter of fact, we have a joke. What does a bar? What's the only thing that a bar has that we don't have here in these studios? A liquor license.
But we do.
You don't really need that.
No, because we give it away.
Yeah, well.
It's
so why not show your music video? Why not play?
I'm ecstatic about it. I'm excited.
You know,
I'm going to be there. I'm going to use one of these vouchers. Do I have to fill in my own name?
Give them away.
I want to mention to the audience, if you want one of these gift certificate vouchers, send me an email. I'm not going to answer the phones because, first of all, I don't want to interrupt the flow with crank callers. You know, we do have crank callers.
No.
Because we're popular. So hit me up on Facebook or email me, Jorge at SoFloRadio.com, info@SoFloRadio.com, PR@SoFloRadio.com, practically anything. You could write in Baba Ganoush at SoFloRadio.com, and it'll come to me and ask for a voucher, and we'll hook it up. We'll figure out a way to get these vouchers to you. If I don't have to mail them out, we'll make them available in the lobby or something here at this wonderful building.
Another
I
thing,
like this building.
I'd like to say, well, I've got a microphone here and people are listening. Use
it.
We've got 3 really great acts for our first one here, and then a great director as well. Our show is not only going to feature music videos, but we're also going to be speaking about composers.
Okay.
That, of course, well, I mean, I've composed some music for 2 of my 3 films that I've made so far. So we'll show some excerpts from that as well. But what I'd like to say is that we do have 3 really good acts at our inaugural event, but we're looking for other acts out there that have quality thematic videos and are willing to perform, and also have their directors come out and speak to the audience about the about the video as well. So you can contact Michelle or myself through the Fliff website if you are a band or a musician that has a quality thematic video and you want to be featured in one of our upcoming events.
Thematic?
Yeah, thematic.
Okay.
Meaning I don't want a cell phone video of your band playing live.
Not fanatic.
Yeah.
Thematic. Okay.
Fanatic.
I want to make sure that I'm getting that right. A lot of really
now I'm confused though, so I think
well, that's my job here on the radio show is to confuse you. I really want to get. I mean, we could just talk all day. Well, I could just by myself with a room full of people. I could talk all day, but I want to get some more of Billy's music in here. Billy Livesay. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
Am I even close?
Perfect.
Over here, we're going to take a short break.
Thank you very much.
Do another song. We got a lot of time. We're here till 3 o'clock, and I don't want to talk over his voice any more than I already am. So we'll be right back.
It's funny how we fool ourselves and really never know if those smiling family faces are really troubled souls. What we want, what we share, isn't always on display. We search for something somewhere, a little hideaway. And when it's time to face the music that's been played, do we join the band and play our part, or turn away, turn away? Hey you don't know me, I don't even know
just from behind and rear its head and let us know it was with us all the time. When it's time to face the music that's been played, do we join the band and play our part or turn away? Oh, turn away. Hey, you don't know me. I don't even know myself, let alone anybody else. I said, hey, you don't know me, 'cause we don't even know ourselves. And the fame reaches out to pull us in, to confront all the choices that we made. Do we stop to take a breath? Ooh, before we confess and think about the lead we're gonna take. You don't know me. I don't even know myself, let alone anybody else. I said, hey, you don't know me, 'cause I don't even know myself.
Welcome to the Moses Love Hour, filled with friends, live music, and conscious living. Take some time and come on the adventures aboard Mission Control. From the I Love Yoga studios in Dania Beach, Florida, USA, streaming live Sunday nights from 9 to 10 on SoFloRadio.com.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now, 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Bushwood,
As I jump inside the ocean so blue,
with their sophomore release, Tidal Wave.
we've waited all this time to get the real world off your mind. Yeah.
Get yours on iTunes. Listen on Spotify.
Determination.
South Florida's own Bushwood.
Close your eyes.
For samples and shows, go to bushwoodband.com.
Hi, this is George. You know, trying to get laid all day makes me hungry, so I go to Power Smoothie in Aventura and get the healthiest wraps and most delicious smoothies ever made. I mean, really, the smoothies are so insanely delicious, they're orgasmic. The staff is friendly there and cute. The food is healthy and real, not processed. This is not fast food, it's good food served fast. And they love me there. They even let me create my own smoothie, the Malted Jorge. Go in and ask for one. They're in the Promenade Shops right off of US 1 in Aventura, or call them at 305-792-5338. You can also visit them online at powersmoothieaventura.com.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Don't miss By the Glass with Brett Hubbard, 6 to 7 every Thursday night on SoFloRadio.com.
We need another moment to stop the fall to earth. Let's take another moment. Oh, I pray that this will work. I can never seem to sleep. I only know my name. We have to stop the blame. We need another moment to make sense of what remains. I will hold you if you fall apart. You cannot break a broken heart. Will you hold me if I fall apart? Or will you fake a broken heart? We need another moment. 'Cause you know I need to know if we can take this moment. The truth will unfold. And if we were to make it, then maybe you would understand. My love for you is endless, like an hourglass with no sand. I will hold you if you fall apart. You cannot break a broken heart. Will you hold me if I fall apart? Or will you fake a broken heart? No, no, will you fake a broken heart? Will you fake a broken heart? You cannot break a broken heart. You cannot break a broken heart. We need another moment.
220, SoFloRadio.com, the George Rodriguez Show, and a whole bunch of really cool people in the studio. Yay. And this guy. Hey. It's supposed to be a comedy show. We got the crew in here from, well, I mean, it's like from everybody's from everywhere else. We've got Michelle here from Cinema Paradiso. right? And then Rick, you're from your own thing. Is you have an
it's
organism?
I do.
What?
My
tell us about
company
your
is
organism.
It's called ANI, Artists Network International.
Okay.
And but I represent the CineMuzique program here that we're doing. It's at Cinema Paradiso.
This Saturday.
Brag about yourself. Plug about your company. So what do you do? Artist Network International.
Right. Well, it's a film production company mostly.
Okay.
It's also an organization of.
So you're going to produce the film that's going to be like my life story and all
could
the
do
highlights.
that.
It's got a lot of material over there. You know.
I don't know. It's a little dark, but I could maybe do
it's,
that
it's
one.
real
Yeah.
dark. It's good. It's a tragic comedy in my life. It's
That's perfect
it's
for the movies.
funny if it's not you. The stuff that happened to me is hysterical if you're not me. So
then let's
like
do
the
it.
Howard Stern movie.
Let's do it then. That sounds
way
funny.
crazier
The
things have
private
happened
parts.
to me. Listen, my life is crazier before I hit 13 than Howard's is now. All right, all of his life. Trust me. I have to hold a lot back on the air, although not so much anymore that I'm divorced. So you help it's film production, but
But there's another aspect of this company that's in development as well. The theme of Artist Network International is artists involved with their communities, not just producing art for the sake of art, which is great for artists, but we also get involved with the communities that we're in other ways. Put on events that will sponsor charities and things like that. So it's a way for artists to get together, help each other, but also give back to their communities.
Great. And David is a filmmaker,
That's
director
right.
over here. And then, of course, we've got Billy Livesay. Livesay? Am I saying it right?
There you go. Perfect.
Who's a local musician, and one of these days he'll be able to make a living at it.
There you go.
We're gonna do everything that we can to help him out. And by the way, "You Don't Know Me" was the song that we played going into the commercial break, and then we came out with "Rain" and the video that you produced.
That's
which
right.
It's very
Moment.
slick. I really liked how in focus that
yeah.
was.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
It was just like really.
It was in color too.
Yeah, it was in color, and it and there was movement. Which I
it was like
noticed,
a
and,
photograph that moved.
right,
moving
there was some
picture.
edits. I noticed that the picture changed in the middle there a few
Right,
times.
What did you shoot that on?
We actually shot with DSLRs. We shot with 7Ds, 5Ds.
See, don't know what any of that.
Camera lingo.
I don't know any of D's.
So you know the double Ds?
No, I know
Okay,
D's
We know
nuts.
those.
Oh, okay.
It's my favorite brand of nut.
Is everybody from Philadelphia here with the D's and the Do's?
Yeah.
D's and
Yeah. Oh, those double
Don't know
Ds.
anything about that.
Yeah. Not yet, anyway.
But yeah, it basically DSLRs are just it's like a newer kind of camera that takes really good pictures.
It's a digital camera, I assume?
Digital,
Yeah.
all digital.
Because now it's amazing that the digital cameras look like film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they look just like
Has a
film. Because
cinematic mode.
we always would shoot videos as kids, and they go, "Well, it looks like a video. It looks like a soap opera." The way
Yeah,
the soap operas used
hate
to be
that.
shot. Yeah.
I hate that.
So now they look like film, and
That's
it's much
the
better.
idea.
Yeah, camera technology is pretty interesting. I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather used to take pictures with this little square box that he used to have to look down at, to take pictures.
Right.
It's just
Little
a square
Browning
box,
or
right?
something. Yeah.
And then, years and years go by and the cameras get big and cool looking. And now
Now they're
they're
getting
turning
small.
into little square boxes again. That's all they
yeah.
are. It's a square
I think
box.
the
Or
new-
phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a
The
lot
new
of my
Galaxy does like 4K, which is like 4 times 1080p. It's
Mhm.
crazy. It's 4
You have the
million.
tech guy in the house. Huh?
4 million pixels.
No, the audience loves tech talk. Are you kidding? They get all in a lather.
Tech-
In a
hey.
lather over it.
New program, Tech
Tech
Talk.
Talk.
Tech
Oh,
Talk.
I wish that was an original idea. It's been done before. One of my favorite shows that I do every week from 6 to 7 is By the Glass, the show that precedes this. So, if you smell alcohol in here, it's because they just dump things into the garbage.
Sure.
But a perfect example of a great show idea that turned into a great show. Here's a guy, Brett Hubbard, who hosts it. Also has his own band, lead singer of a rock band, Kaler. They used to run all around, and now that just for special events they get together. He's a sommelier. He's a beverage distributor. He's a home brewer, and he took classes on distillation and everything, and studied the history of alcoholic beverages across the world and through the ages. Now, what do you do with that knowledge? Except become the world's coolest bartender.
Yeah,
You
true.
order a drink. It's like, well, you know where that came from. It's actually the ancient Etruscans
Yeah,
invented
right.
that.
The ancient
And, so So now he has a show, and that's what they do. We bring in not just the alcohol and sample it and talk about it, but he explains the history of it. If it's a vinter, he'll bring in vintners, brewers, distillers themselves, the people that own the company, to explain the process without giving up any trade secrets, and tell stories, because stories are great. And
especially when alcohol is involved.
Well, yeah, and by the end of the show, we really are into those stories.
By the end of the show, you don't even remember the stories.
Lots of ideas. We got sports shows on here on SoFlo Radio, so please, if you have anybody that you feel like wants to be a radio talk show kind of person, and unlike radio, I love ideas. If your idea is like something I've never heard of in my life, I'll actually give it a good thought before I tell you it's stupid. I mean, it's like a lot of what's going on with the Cinema Paradiso and what you're doing. This is a creative forum. This is a forum where I love people with ideas and desire and a checkbook to come up, and I love making people's dreams come true over here, and especially when it comes to promoting the local music, because I'm really disgusted and embarrassed that radio has no interest at all.
No.
And I go to performances all the time, from the bar a block away to Cruzan Amphitheater to ultra big giant events. And I'm listening to and enjoying music in a crowd of thousands of people, and I'm wondering, how do we all know this music? It isn't from listening to the local radio. What's going on? Why do I have to? Why am I? First of all, and that's a good thing that thanks to the internet, we don't need local radio anymore. We would never hear of each other. We would never hear anything new from. It started out with MySpace,
right?
And people sharing their music and music videos on MySpace and YouTube and Last.fm and now Spotify and things like that. This is how we discover new music from what's big or going to be big to very obscure, esoteric, and local. We have that, so we can't depend on radio anymore.
No.
So thank goodness we have the internet, and we have Cinema Paradiso, and we have the bars and the venues that book the bands that make it available for people to perform. And I'm really kudos to all of us who are supporting local music, and people like Billy over here. Billy, you've been playing since high school, you said. You've been playing music, and your first band was while you were still in high school?
Well, I played in several bands while I was in high school. Matter of fact, one of the first bands I was in high school, the guy that plays organ with me, Cookie Barrios, he had
his mom named him that, right?
Well, actually, he's named after the Coqui frog, because he's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
So I always thought his name was Cookie, like Cookie, and then found out when I hooked up with him again that he's actually Kukui, so like the frog. So, but anyway, so he moved down from New York. We played in bands together when we were in high school. Then he went on to play with a pretty popular South Florida band called the Warlocks, and that's when we were kids. And so, when I graduated from high school, I hooked up with some other bands, wound up going out on the road, leaving here, touring the southeastern United States. We hooked up with management with Alan Walden, who was the manager for Leonard Skinner at the time. His brother is Phil Walden, who manages the Allman Brothers. Then over time, we left them and got some new management with the management of the American management of the Fix.
Wow.
So we did some shows with the Fix. And actually had Atlantic Records shake my hand and go, "Welcome to Atlantic Records."
Or were they assholes? The Fix.
Well, I didn't really intermingle with them too much,
Okay.
so because I was really nobody. I was just basically the management company, and then when you see the band, you hello, how are you, shake hands, and then they go do their thing, and then
cool, because kid in the 80s. Cy Kernan, it's a funny aside. You know what he does? The lead singer of the Fix. You know what he does now? You know what his job is now?
No, I don't.
He's a haberdasher.
Oh, no kidding.
He makes hats. He's a milliner. That's what he's always wanted to be all his life, and he did the band. And it's like I saw him in an interview. It's so successful and everything, but I've always wanted to make hats. And they showed his hat shop, and he's got all these weird.
Well, that's like
hats.
Ringo always wanted to be a hairdresser, and
Or Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull is a fish. I think he has like fish farms or something like that.
Really, he's an ichthyologist.
Ichthyologist. Okay.
Ichthyologist.
No, I don't think that's a scientist. He's a farmer. But Billy, we had some cool. Old history from like the 70s and 80s. There were some really great
tell us
places
stories.
to play. Yeah, I got some cool stories. But we played at what was the Agora Ballroom?
If anybody remembers that,
we
play there all the time.
Am I the only person that saw the Invisible Bands movie down when they were showing it at O
Yes.
Cinema? Nobody else saw that besides me with Charlie Pickett. And
Charlie
the
Pickett.
Eggs,
Bring it back.
The girls.
Bring it
And
back.
wasn't Charlie? Did I see him
He was
at
there.
the Rat Opera? Okay,
Yeah.
I think I saw his white hair. Of course,
Yeah.
that's all of us except for.
But you guys remember? You probably won't remember, but there was a band called the Kids back in there, and you guys used to play with them all the time.
When I was in Slider, once we left town, then we gradually came back when there was a sort of a scene going on here in the late 70s, early 80s, and we started playing the Agora, and then we became real close friends with the guys and the kids, and we used to go see them play all the time. They would come see us play. We would go up on stage and jam together.
Of course, if nobody knows, the Kids used to have a kid that used to played guitar and turned into an actor, Johnny Depp.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
He's a local boy, Miramar. Johnny Depp.
I have some really funny pictures of him, by the way, that a ex-girlfriend took at the Agora Ballroom when they were the kids in the back there, and they're like sticking their fingers up each other's noses and stuff, and they look like they're
they were
14
characters.
years old.
They
You
were
know?
characters. They're all doing pretty well now. I mean, actually, just recently, Bruce, Joey, and Johnny, were on David Letterman as the kids.
Oh,
Bino
awesome.
is, I think, Bino lives in Colorado. The drummer lives in Colorado, but they were on David Letterman and actually backing up this artist that I think is on Bruce's label. Bruce has a record label. The bass player of the Kids lives in California.
Yep.
And so they still get together and play and do their thing.
They had an event down here that you were playing at too.
Yeah, they did the Sheila Whitcomb Memorial Show, which was a reunion. They did the film, Rock in a Hard Place.
Right.
Which was about the South Florida music scene. Charlie Pickett was there, and Charlie Pickett played, and that was really a magical night.
And all of these people that I've met down here in the local music scene, I have not met a single prima donna, somebody that didn't have the time to meet and greet afterwards. Any of the shows that I've gone to, even if they were relatively big, everybody was really, really nice down here. So more than ever, the more I hung out with the musicians, it was really, really. Can we get one record label to come down here and set up an office and they I just don't care. Them like radio. I think it's just like this show and the musicians. You really have to do it yourself. You have to monetize it yourself. You can't be dependent upon corporate media. And these record labels, they've been crying for a long time. I remember record labels crying over cassette tapes. That was the first time that I started actually paying attention to the names of record labels, because even as a DJ, I know Capitol Records, EMI, I'm keeping track of that.
Yeah, who cares?
It was enough that I was actually looking to see who wrote the song.
Right.
Oh, look. But the first time you started hearing their names is because they were suing BASF. They were going to sue Memorex. Remember that?
Yeah, because people were recording.
They insisted they sued them that we want a portion of your blank cassette sales because we know that people are using that to make copies of our music and give it to their friends. And then they did a study, and I thought that it was going to end there. They did a study and they realized that the people that are buying all of the people that are buying cassette tapes are the people that are buying the records. It's not that if you make cassette, you're basically you're dicking your clientele by raising prices on the cassette tapes. These are the people that are buying your records in the first place. And I really thought that was going to be the end of that. But oh no, back with Napster and the file sharing and this and that. It's like really you're encroaching on our profits. And I saw Weird Al do an interview once, and somebody asked him about the file sharing, and it's like, how has the file sharing affected your income? And he said, oh, it's had a tragic impact. I went hot tub shopping the other day, and I could only afford the medium hot tub, not the large one, because you know that it's not like the record label is taking that money away from the artist if they're losing sales due to file sharing. But as a radio host, even though I put my files up for download, that's voluntary. You can always watch the video for free on YouTube. And MP3 converter, YouTube MP3 converter, just put the URL in. Just save a step. It's like for donations. Just give me 99 cents. I make 61 cents off of that. Please, for the love. But that's what artists can do now. They put it up on Amazon Music. What is it? Selfie is what I use to sell my tracks individually. And that's what you have to do now as a local artist, because the record labels aren't going to help you. They're not in it for anybody except themselves. They're looking for something that sounds a little bit new, a little bit fresh, and then they want to clone that. And then they're going to hire a whole bunch of cookie cutter artists.
Or they want you to become big first.
Yeah.
And then say, so we can make you bigger when...
As a street level person, we can do it without them.
We are
radio took themselves out of the mix, and now I think the record labels are taking themselves out of the mix, and independent filmmakers, the same thing. The studios are taking themselves out of the mix. They have huge budgets. They're fat. They're bloated.
They're driven on return on investment, not creating something good.
They don't care.
No, they
about
don't
creativity.
care.
If they cared even a little bit, they
Film
would
business
nurture.
doesn't
They would
care
nurture
either.
budding talent, and the same thing with the record industry and the recording industry. They would nurture budding talent. They would make some money available to develop acts. They're not interested in that.
No,
and so we have the internet. We have ourselves, and we can
you.
we can do it.
Yeah, we have George
That's right.
Rodriguez. Yeah,
I'm serious.
Papi Rodriguez.
See, mommy. I've been going through nicknames because I hate the name George. I mean, it's boring in two languages. So what I say? It's George. It even rhymes with boring. Boring George. Or Jorge in Spanish. Jorge.
My nickname is Fresita.
Fresita?
Strawberry shortcake.
Sure.
Right.
Why is
like
that? Is it a bit, just kidding.
Yeah. I can put it together.
Seriously, I've been enjoying riding my bike to the beach so much that I have been skipping shows, because if I don't have something important like what's going on today, I'm just not going to feel motivated enough to show up and do the show. I've had years to vent my spleen about this and that and talk about, it sounds like playing to an empty auditorium when you try to talk about important issues and what's going on with the government. And we just talked about Everglades awareness over here. People are like, yeah. Play some fart sounds with your armpit. Do something. Dance monkey. Do something entertaining.
Talk about the South Florida art scene. That's the thing. And
it's quite a scene. It's an obscene scene anymore. What's going on both in Miami, here, all the art walks that are going on, all the way up to Boca and West Palm. We've got a lot of artists and things. Well, artists are drawn here because of the weather, because they can be homeless and not freeze to death.
That's true.
So we do have a huge artist community here. You go to Key West. Why there's so many artists in Key West? Oh, because you can live on a lawn chair.
Yeah.
Under a tree.
Drop a line in the water.
Lately, they have a lot of songwriter festivals and things that cater to all aspects. Folk songwriting. Country songwriting. I did a songwriter festival in Key Largo in October that had John Knight, who's got a cut on Keith Urban's record, and then this other woman, her name is Lisa Carver, who has written songs for Willie Nelson. And I was honored to be with them. I mean, it's like these people have great stature, and they do that in Key Largo every year now in October. And they have the Key West Songwriter Festival, and they have the Swanee Festival, the folk festival. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on in Florida. But it just seems like this area, like right here, just one little spot. As soon as you move a little bit further to the north, like you're saying, into Boca, Palm Beach, the whole music scene changes.
Sure. Well, that's those from in between here in Jacksonville, it's like beach towns, a lot of retirees, a lot of rich people, yachts, but they don't have like dense populations, and they're not tourist areas where tourists flock en masse. Whereas Miami, Fort Lauderdale, reaches this corner, and Hollywood. I'm going to promote Hollywood because
Hollywood's good. Yeah.
Boy, I mean, I love that walking up
Well,
to the
we're
bar.
hoping that we're hoping that our CineMuzique event is going to be something that also helps out the South Florida art scene, combining the musicians and the filmmakers. I
In
think
one night.
In one night, and the audience gets to sit there and listen to some live music. They get to hear from the performers themselves what motivates them.
Ask tech questions.
Ask some tech questions.
I can heckle.
Sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent.
Not only that, but we're also going to be looking at composers as well, because our theme and our tagline is celebrating the passion between music and film. So that's what we're doing. We're combining emphasizing the music on film as well. So we'll be
film's an all-inclusive medium. I like movies. I'm a big film buff, not in a sued kind of way, but the reason that I like movies so much is that it contains everything. It starts with writing, and then you've got to have acting. It's obviously it's a director's medium, because the director will make or break the film, and you have to have music. I mean,
music runs the film big time. I mean, it's helped me so much.
All working together to, if done correctly, elicit an emotion that is really difficult to elicit without all of the elements together. You can read something and be moved, and I'm certainly very moved by music. But when you combine the sights and the sounds of all of it together, and a good film is supposed to take you on a journey.
Yeah.
It's supposed to, but at a certain point, you should be unaware of anything else except what's going on there and completely drawn into it. And the music is a huge part of that.
Big part. It can drive the scene, or it can enhance the scene.
Sure.
It depends,
Sure.
And something like one of my favorite movies, Clockwork Orange, is that so well crafted. The use of the music in that. So if you hear the music, if you hear that Clockwork Orange, which I got to fire off here, I have everything. Right. It immediately takes you there. It puts you there. And the same thing with songs. I can remember the first time I heard a song that became a favorite of mine. Right. It immediately triggers that memory of where you go, of where you are. I mean, I remember playing Hot Wheels when These Eyes came on by the Guess Who or something. So remember that. Remember that. It puts me right back in there. So I'm really glad. The Cinema Paradiso stuff that you have going on, besides this, what do we have to look forward to? What's coming up? Did you say foreign films?
Yeah, we
foreign.
We could.
Oh, foreign
films. Independent.
Boy, you're gonna have a big crowd out there.
Independent.
Nobody goes to the theaters for that anymore. I hate to tell you. We have the
Stay
internet.
at home.
They have the internet now for that.
Exactly.
I never understood that. Going to the movies for that.
That is kind of weird. Ask Pee-wee about that one.
Actually, our name comes from the movie Cinema Paradiso, that Italian movie. So that's why.
Okay, I remember that. What's with is that the one where the little kid peed in the gargoyle? It's like, what's with foreign movies and urine?
No, this wasn't about an actual movie theater in Italy. So, it's based on a movie
I saw it. The ex used to be into a lot of
Cinema Paradiso.
Cinema.
And so what's coming up?
Well, you got to check our website. And that
do I have to?
Fliff.com. We have some great movies.
I'm really lazy.
So it's we're home of the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival, so I recommend purchasing your tickets beforehand, because CineMuzique is going to be hot, and
sold out.
Our website is FLIFF.com, and I keep
Fliff.
Yes, Fliff, which stands for Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. And just go to the schedule page and click on CineMuzique and purchase your ticket, because you can save $2.
Are you associated with those O Cinema people anymore at all?
At all.
Do you hate them? Like Diliana and Jocko, like Diliana Xander?
No. Actually, one of the kids there used to work with us. Competition's good.
Okay.
It makes you more creative. Yeah. You thrive for it. So.
Because they're good friends of mine, but Miami, got to drive all the way down there.
No beef.
I'm gonna play a couple more songs, or at least one, because I told Billy I'd get. You said you had 3 that you really wanted to showcase on the show today. Well, I want to get.
But this particular song here, can I say something about this song?
Please, I would like you to. Very
okay, this particular song, this will be one of the videos that we're showing, and you said, we talked about how when the music connecting with the visual, when you listen to this song. It creates a clear visual, and what I did was I had my grandson collect civil rights footage from the internet, and we put the civil rights footage in the video.
Wow.
So when you listen to the words of the song, everything plays out with the civil rights footage.
Great. I live for this stuff. I live for the inside dope. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and no pun intended. We'll be back. SoFloRadio.com.
I'm going down to old Jew's town. Yeah, I'm going down to old Jew's town. Gonna shoot that dirty scum down. Yeah, I'm going down to old Jew's town. I got a 38 pistol in my belt. I got a 38 pistol in my belt. Gonna show that scum how my brother felt. I got a 38 pistol in my belt. I'm gonna shoot that dirty scum dead. I'm gonna shoot that dirty scum dead. Put a 38 bullet right through his head. I'm gonna shoot that dirty scum dead. Well, he ain't gonna kill no more. No, he ain't gonna kill no more. Eye for an eye, so says the Lord. No, he ain't gonna kill no more. Yeah, I'm going down to old Jew's dirty skunk got what he was due. I got the vigilante blues. So I went down to Oge's Town. Yeah, I went down to Oge's Town. I went and shut that dirty skunk down. Yeah, I'm going down to Oge's Town. Oh,
That's Otis. Well, there's difference. There's a difference between hobos and bums, transients, because a hobo or transient doesn't necessarily bum. And we used to get hobo stories when I was young. We used to buy the hobos drinks that would go to the bar at the nearest to the railroad depot. By the way, that was Jim Worcester, Otis, that we just heard there. And so we were telling hobo stories during that song. Actually, Billy was about to tell us a hobo story. But they don't want to be they want to be free. They want to be independent. One of them made a very good point. It's like
they ride the trains.
If you have to be at a place at a time to do a thing on a regular basis, you aren't free. You're a slave to that activity. Right. That's a chain, and you can't really be where you want to be when you want to be there. Stay as long as you want to stay. Leave when you're good and ready to go. Right. And it's enviable. And people say, "Oh, I'm thinking about being a transient." No, really. And I go, "No, I'm thinking about being a transient. I want to automate my income and bill paying system so that I can be about my business and nothing else."
Well, hobos I think have evolved because back in those days the hobos were also drunks. So
you don't have to be a hobo to be a drunk.
No, that's true.
It takes money to buy alcohol.
Right. Either that or you make it yourself.
There's a great song back in the 60s, King of the Road. Remember that one?
Yeah. Roger Miller.
Hobos.
Roger Miller.
I could fire that off right now, but I would lose my place because I want to keep my outlook. Back when I was doing the show with you, because I've had a music collection that I've been building for years. I've got like 100 gigs, 110 gigs of music, like maybe, I don't know, 15,000, 20,000 songs. So I've got all of the hits from 1955 through 2000, like all of the top 5 hits. But my collection starts with Edison cylinder recordings from the 1900s. And I'm very excited about that. I mean, because like this guy sang this singing into a funnel while somebody turned a crank. Right. And there was no electricity. And
it carved it in wax or something like that.
Well, original foil. Originally, it was tin foil originally, and then they took that tin foil and made the mold out of it to mold the cylinders that then they would sell. And they were incredibly brittle. If you still have any cylinders around, they were worth a fortune because they were incredibly brittle, and people broke them all the time. You just had to be really careful with the cylinders and slide the tube on there and put the needle on there very carefully. So, the recording industry and I'm sure the record industry was complaining about pirates back then. It's like, they're copying, they're making their own cylinder pressings. So, what was the hobo story you were going to tell?
Well, no, we were talking about rolling cigarettes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, your dad. Oh, yeah, rolling cigarettes.
Yeah. So when we were kids, we would go to my friend's dad's house, and he rolled his own cigarettes, and we thought that was the most fascinating thing we ever saw. So we knew that we could put other stuff in it to roll.
Sure, like cloves.
Yeah. So
cloves.
Yeah, make perfect cigarettes.
Good. That
was the greatest thing.
2 things that my ex-wife was really, really good at is rolling her own cigarettes. And lying. She's a really good liar. Like, wow. It's like if she put as much effort into an honest trade as she did into lying, man.
Did you ever ask her, honey, did you roll that cigarette? And she said, no, I did not roll that.
They're picture worthy. They're picture worthy. I've actually taken pictures of some of the cigarettes that she rolled and sent them to people. It's like, look at that. You think that came out of a machine? Well, kind of. It came out of a machine.
Everybody has one good thing that they do, right, George?
I'm still looking for mine. Still searching. I'm mediocre at everything. It's like Jack of all trades, master of none.
I just want to say thank you very much for offering us this opportunity here.
Thanks,
George. On behalf of everybody in the arts community down here.
You're going to be back. This is win-win. This makes its own gravy because this is exactly what I want my show to be about. Not just about me venting my spleen about our government, the fascist right-wing government, and how we've been bought out, and organized religion, and just all those things. Because really, it's preaching to the choir with this crowd. We're all very like-minded individuals. This audience has been nurtured over the years. We, specifically, I talk for a living, piss people off. This radio show isn't you. You got Rush, you got Glenn Beck, you've got Bill O'Reilly. Enjoy your echo chamber over there with those people. This is a thinking people show, and so I have to catch myself to stating the obvious. I'm going to have a show open made actually for when I do feel like venting. It's going to come on. And now another edition of Stating the Obvious with George Rodriguez. The Everglades are being destroyed by greedy sugar farmers. Also in obvious news,
mosquitoes are.
The oil companies don't care about the environment. They're just going to keep keep stifling solar power, and so that you'll be dependent on them. And speaking of stating the obvious, now they're passing laws. Different municipalities across the country are passing laws preventing people from putting up solar panels. And backyard farming and all the other things that people are resorting to because they don't want to be slaves or dependents on to this system, to these monopolies. Think about the power company. If you want to boycott the power company, what's your option? Generate your own power. That's your only other option. They have no competition. So people are doing that. They're saying nuts to you. I'm going to put some solar panels up and a windmill generator. And so guess what? The people with money are paying their lobbyists to bribe the politicians to make it illegal for you to generate your own electricity, so you will be their slaves. That's what I would have been talking about today, see.
Yeah, unless you live in Wyoming off the grid or something like that.
Yeah, well, you got to, or Montana. I got big plans. I'm going back to Montana this summer. It's going to be a wonderful reunion with my family members up there, my friends. We're going to get so drunk. And I'm going to establish a presence up there because a lot of the people that live there, it's a very remote area, the northwesternmost county in Montana. It's a very remote area where...
mean by Idaho, huh?
Right by the Panhandle. It's not just rednecks and separatists anymore, but they're already living off the grid. They're living in a very independent life and living off the grid, and so I'm gonna get reacquainted with those people. This is the Angel song that you were telling me about.
Yes,
awesome,
beautiful. I'm gonna try to get the show not to end. Thank you so much, Billy.
Thank you,
Billy Livesay. Livesay, did I say that right over here? And then, of course, we've got Rick Santese.
Thank you very much.
David Liz.
Thank you.
Your last name's a girl's name. Did you know that?
Yeah, I just found out.
Okay.
I was called David Lizard growing up.
Why did this just stop playing? Why did this just stop playing right there? Did you hear that?
Uh-oh. Hope that doesn't happen Saturday night.
I don't know, but I'm putting it back on. It just stopped playing all of a sudden, and I didn't go anywhere near this. I didn't touch a space bar or nothing. Thank you so much. Don't forget, CineMuzique. Is the event that we're talking about. It's tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Live performances by Jim Worster, the Livesays, your band, Rain, who's great, and then videos and interviews and heckling by me. All tomorrow, right here.
Looking forward to it.
Downtown Hollywood, 2008, Hollywood Boulevard. Be there. Send me a Facebook message. I'm playing it off the CD. I don't think we're going to hear this song. Did you hear it just stop right there?
Oops.
I think it's the track. I think it's the track on the CD. You should change. Don't buy the CDs. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to fire off an ID and say goodbye to everybody here on SoFloRadio.com. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks again,
everybody.
George.
And I'm going to clean this up in post-production because there's nobody here to blame it on but me. Coming up next, it's the She's Only Rock and Roll She Plays. Sonny Fox playing interviews from a long time